Yes, good. Well done, everybody, and welcome to this very beautiful evening. How una day? How una day? How are you doing? Hmm? Welcome. How are you doing? Ọláyínká Aró Ọlọ́run Dáre aka wetin be that Rivers State governor name? Welcome everybody. How are you doing? Sele, how are you doing? Jola Jayi, you said DF the prophet. Come and talk. Let me hear you. All these people now, the people they spam person live be this. Block. I don't learn. I don't block those people. Why you call me prophet? Waiting I do again.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well, sir.
Hope you are good.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Uh-huh.
I was talking about the old case in the Middle East now with Mr. Trump and his deal.
But you know, I said it. People need to pay me for my predictions. Your pastors no fit predict like me. Now yahoo they do you.
At this point, I think we need to create some kind of odd system where people can stake on your predictions, because people will make a lot of money.
Do you know that there are people who me and them started fighting until today we are fighting because of Nathaniel Bassey?
Yeah.
Because Nathaniel go perform for Donald Trump birthday be morning. Everybody thinks in a testimony. Hey, Baba, if you know how many Nigerian celebs no fit enter Yankee, fear go catch you right now.
Yeah.
As you go panic.
It's really insane.
Ah.
I was telling someone as well that the one person that can actually bring this sanity to this whole war is this guy.
I said it, but I knew that they were going to pay in other areas. If you go and watch that my video again, I said the economy and immigration policies. See, there is nobody now where you never touch. If you not touch, you go touch your wife. If you not touch your wife, you go touch your pikin. Some people's children. One guy, I hear say, in sending pikin may go school for Yankee. The pikin did 300 level, year 3. How they take talk am? They can't catch him with Igbo. They can't thumbprint him. He come Nigeria, I know if he go back school. Finish. As they come out for Yankee, I don't know waiting make can come do dirty December. I be waiting I say they want come do now. That Formula 1 thing where they say they want that boat speed. Baba don't stop for Nigeria. Baba don't stop for Nigeria.
Sure.
I'm telling you. No if you go back. You go airport, say one go, they don't allow enter aeroplane. Waiting happen. And I talk am. Make una know they look past pastor. Listen, pastor buy car, no be congregation get car. Oh. Pastor get money, no be congregation get time. Oh. Pastor get visa, na him and him family. Oh.
Exactly. The whole church property. Now the pastors get that.
Go, as in, I challenge you today.
Yes.
All of you, go to your churches. Demand you see the title deed of the church building. Then, if it is not in the name of a person, it is in the name of a company, take those companies to CAC and demand to see the board of directors on those companies. You will stop going to church. You will not go to church this Sunday. If you can get it done today, you know, go church on Sunday. You will not realize say they don't open shop for your mama head, your papa head. Ori iya ati baba e ti gba body. Now that na the day when you go know say ori iya ati baba e ti gba body. This is why they talk no be joke. Just go that your church building. If you get person for government, just should be the get address. You know, if you need to ask them, if you ask your pastor will they do body? Will they do pepper body? No need. Just find person for government, person for lands and housing. Just carry that. It will say the house now, number 1, Falomo Bridge, Okeado, Ibadan. Just go there, go look the deed. You will see it. It's the lands and housing.
Yeah.
When you see the deed, sometimes they get sense now before they go don't buy them. Daddy Freeze and family. You understand? They don't get sense now. So they go buy them in Freeze cars. That Freeze cars, go check the board of directors. If they buy them in 3 companies, just go check the board. You go see them say na them. That's when you go know say ori iya ati baba e ti gba body. Wọ́n ti dáná lórí ìyá àti bàbá ẹ̀. They don't cook soup on top your papa and your mama head. Now your papa and your mama head don't old. The fire where they their head no fit boil the soup again. They don't carry and come your head. You will not terry. Ori ẹ̀ ti gba body o. I don't talk my own.
The actual truth is that this older generation is very difficult to change their mind at this point. It is so deep in the blood and the bones that no matter how hard you try, all you can just do is see you people just. I'm just going to follow my own truth and just let you guys be what you want to be, because sometimes you also see that many of these churches, our parents are the ones that actually help them build the church itself. And we still don't have claim in it. They still don't have claim in it. The universities they build, they actually sold these seats. Because I went to CAC and I remember that me myself inside my feeding money, I was paying for this Jabu university that they are building. By the time they finished this, and they could not send me there. So it's insane. It's insane to see that our parents, put all of these energies into
other people's business.
They don't invest it in theirs. That's the truth. They put this energy, they put finances, they put even their children's time into it as well. And it's I don't know. It's really difficult to change them now. It's already in their blood.
You go see that the Geo in Peking break out, say no follow and do in church again. Una wants go serve another God. How your Peking pull out of your church? You they serve God, but your Peking pull out of your church, go start another church. Anyone go serve another God? But make it make sense to me. How do people pull out of a church and go and start another church?
Yeah.
They don't discover another new God.
They don't discover any God anywhere.
No, make it make sense to me. It's like I open a church. And the essence of the church, let me call my church Road to Heaven Church. You understand? Daddy Freeze is the senior pastor or the lead pastor or the Daddy Geo. So one day Baby Freeze can't come. He can't decide to break out. No be saying he carry a Road to Heaven Church. He go do one for London. No. He just decide say he want break out, start his own. And everybody sit down there, the Lord say they okay. Ori yin ti gbabode o.
It always get one or that.
Ori ìyá àti bàbá yín ti gbabode o.
It's like one video I was watching where one atheist, it's a cartoon, and the atheist was saying, "Oh, I don't believe in God." Then one Christian came up and said, "Oh, God exists." Another Christian came up and said, "God exists." So about 10 Christians came up and said, "God exists." Then one Christian came and said, "But Christ is not the Son of God." Then the Catholic was against him. Then all the Christians that came up, all of them different titles were now coming up on their head. Then we had Orthodox, we had Anglican, we had Catholic, we had Pentecostal. All the people that came out to tell the atheists that God exists, all of them now had different views, and all of them were now fighting each other, and they left the atheists even more confused.
But at the phrase, that's one of the issues we have with Christianity right now, because there's a lot of controversies. I think one of the major setbacks we are having is doctrine. Doctrine is one of the things that is separating Christianity. It's like, we are all worshiping different gods. This one want me, you go for this other one, church. This one want me, you did this one, church, and all of that. So, it doesn't just make sense to me. And this whole Christianity topic is too controversial in a way. See, people get different views, and they will still give you scriptures for Bible where to relate to what they talk.
You see, let me tell you something.
And the people that we are trying to even convert are now even more confused.
Let me tell you something, Let me tell you something, Sorry, 1 second.
Doctrine.
See, if you watch my teaching earlier on today, I said some things. There is a belief, and everybody is entitled to hold a belief system until evidence for or against that belief system appears. Now, when evidence for that belief system appears, it is no longer a belief, it becomes a fact. But when evidence appears to disqualify that belief, continuation of that belief is now a dogma. So you have fact-based beliefs and dogma-based beliefs. Fact-based beliefs. Now, because an atheist, and I love my atheist friends. I before we sit down and talk to a Christian, I will talk to 10 atheists. Because atheists make sense. And one day I was having an argument with an atheist, and he said God doesn't exist, and I said, prove that to me. You can't prove that God does not exist. He said, does God exist? That I should prove that God exists. I said, I can't. I can't prove that God exists, but you also cannot prove that God doesn't exist. So I'm allowed to hold that belief until you come forward and show me clear evidence that there is no God. Then from that point onward, I'm no longer nursing a belief, but I'm holding on to a dogma. I don't believe there was an Exodus. Jesomao, God bless you, my sister. Pop my money gun, guys. I don't believe there was an Exodus. One of my friends just came back to Egypt, from Egypt. Let me show you his chart. Just the way you they praise me, say, if you have time in your life, just go to Egypt. I did all my studies. Before, you see, the difference between me and the typical Nigerian. Coach Wilfred Asuko says, okay, let me bring you on for 2 minutes, Wilfred. Come and prove that God exists. You see, it's impossible. You can't.
My deconstruction from dogmas started when I was in 200 level, when I had a roommate that was atheist, and he asked me one simple question. He said, can a fish actually swallow a human being? And the power of God, fish swallow Jonah. I was so drunk and I said, power of God. Then he asked me, okay, just Google he asked me what's the biggest sea animal. I said the whale. He said, can a whale swallow a watermelon? I said, why not? He said, Google it. Then I Googled it. That is, I don't know what to say.
No, you see, yeah. You see, yeah.
So how can you swallow human being?
Now. Here is what I teach when it comes to those things. I never reject science, history, archaeology. I never reject peer-reviewed studies. If the Israelites said they were somewhere for 1 month, the place where they said they were should be the people they have name. Should be the people to have history.
Exactly.
I will go and study the history of all those people. And when they say truly, Israelites were here, or truly, they were not here, or we are not sure that they were here, that now determines how I take that portion of the Bible. A portion of the Bible is not useless because it is not true. Because even if it is not true scientifically, it is still useful for the allegorical understanding of what the author is trying to use that allegory to explain.
Yeah.
The fact that there was no global flood ever that covered the whole world, scientifically it has been proven to be impossible, does not mean the story of Noah is useless. Because the moment you are looking to use the story of Noah, you are trying to prove that it was real, to prove the existence of God, you will end up with people, you will end up sounding like people that the whole building burnt and Bible survived. And then they will now come and tell you that that Bible that survived is proof of God.
But that if we want to look it from a different perspective, Christianity was forcefully given unto us.
You can't doubt that.
Okay, like for America, right? A lot of people don't believe say God exists because the country has been able to build a structure where it will work for the people. You feel hustle, you feel do everything good. But Africa, we don't get structure. Now why plenty people? Yes, exactly. Now why this Christianity they force them to us? Don't be like saying that something before Christianity we had our beliefs. We have African, tradition, African religion. I was working for us, and then they can't force us this thing, and then they can't buy this thing. We can't take this thing because now a common Nigerian go there for a house. If they pray by fire every day, they believe say manna go from heaven come meet up and inside a room. It's a very wrong perception or perspective. But structure. Then why if you say Oyibo person they follow and talk. He go tell say God no day. Say when I be need God for year. Say everything I have in my life, it's me. God no, add any value. There's no God anywhere. It be like something maybe say, they normal for them. So now we they call God every day because of sovereignty. We no get structure. Our government don't favor all of these things.
Yeah, there was still a statistics that was dropped, I think yesterday or today, that said Nigeria is officially the country with the lowest life expectancy rate. And I'm like, okay, after all the prayer of long life, after all the thanks you are giving for long life, after everything, our life expectancy rate is still dropping year by year. Why?
I'm looking for.
They do prosperity gospel,
and I'm like, where is the evidence? Where is the evidence of all this prayer? Where is the evidence of all of these tithes that you guys are giving? And that if it's always preach about love. And to be honest, I'm in the UK, and
even John, they talk and say in religion now love. I didn't even find John say I sure say go they one bar somewhere they drink. Today na Friday.
And I see people that
go they burn money, big boy. John a big boy. Wilfred, how far?
I agree to that. But I'm not saying every other person.
Don't worry, they did there.
I agree to you, everyone.
I agree.
Good evening. My hands in the air. All right, so I have had this conversation with DF before.
He answered me. I like him. He did very, 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 very clear. Okay, we all have agreed on some fundamentals. So let me give you my that God exists. Okay. So first off, if you say God don't exist, you are correct. You know why?
Why?
Because God is Oyibo definition of that supreme being. They call him God. We for Yoruba, we call him Alagbara.
Olodumare.
Elodumare.
Uh-huh.
We for Calabar, we call him Abasi.
Abasi
We
Mimbok.
for Igbo land, we call him Chuku. You
Chuku.
understand? So let's say any of those tribes in Nigeria had the power and the influence. Everywhere for call that supreme being God. Now, who is the supreme being in my own context? Just like you said, in America, everything they want.
You know, Wilfred. Let's work with facts. Let's separate facts from beliefs.
No, these are facts because they existed.
Hold on. Proving God existed or exists means here are the ways you can prove that God exists.
Yes, I'm going there.
I will give you, I want to, before you continue, I want to give you one. You have a photo of God.
Oh, you have what?
A picture of God.
Yes, I am going to show you that.
Wait. Two, you can call God now. Say, oh yeah, God, join us for life.
Our Nigerian context.
So, you see, because I want us to separate fact-based belief. You see, everybody is entitled to a belief system. I believe in God, but I can neither prove that God exists or God does not exist.
That's why I'm here.
Oh yeah, let's hear you. Oh yeah.
So, and if they sound like safe, we never have a conversation here before. On this same channel, we don't talk about that. So here is my definition of, I'm not calling him God because that is what they call him. I'm calling him for proper understanding of all of us. When I say God, I can afford to use Abasi or Alagbara, Kabiesi, based on our African context. So, just like my brother here said, here in America, these people work, their brain work, they make everything work normal. Now let's put it back in our country. If all of us decided to have also worked that way, our great-grandparents, our foreparents did what they were supposed to do, we would not be having this conversation here. Now, for me, there are areas or there are resources in this world that even human, no matter how their brain they work reach, they don't fit go near there. And those things are just 2%. You see the 98%, it is STEM, science, which is our brain that produces that 98%. The clothes we wear is science. The glasses we wear, science. The phone we use, science. The vehicle we drive, science. The house we live, 98% is science. Now, you see that remaining 2%, in my definition, in my common, small little sense, that is the supernatural. I give you example, the sun. Science can only look at the sun, possibly from telescope. It's a supreme being, nature. For me, that's God. That's me, definition of God.
Now, what you are saying is, I agree with you, Victor. I say Victor, Wilfred. I agree with you 100%. But you just said what I'm saying. You are not proving that God exists. You are just telling me that you believe, according to your belief, God exists. Because there is no known proof of God, and there is no known disproof of God. So what me and you share is a belief in God.
There's a difference between believing God or he exists. So let me explain again. So, like I said, Oyibo is the one that calls him God. There is a force or there is a supreme existence that only nature, even the word nature, was still created by man. can explain, and I've mentioned one, sun. Two, force of gravity. Do you know how the leaves go to sleep and wake up?
Even you.
Do you know how chlorophyll?
So you're basically talking about an intelligent design or an intelligent creator.
Well, you can give any name, bros. Any name, you can give any name.
But that it feels there's something very...
They are natural beings that even science know they go near.
Now, what if those supernatural beings are aliens from another planet?
Oh, but how can you say supernatural alien, nine the sun?
That the freeze, there's something I want to ask you.
Supernatural being aliens, nine the sun.
No, there are other. You see, what I'm trying to say is, and I need you to work with me. I understand where you are coming from. It's just that you are leaning on a very strong word, and that is proof. That word,
and
proof.
That's why I say he exists. Not I am thinking. He exists because those are things that even science.
So what you are trying to say is, because the world is so finely engineered,
yes,
there must be a creator.
No. Excuse me, you are using a wrong word now, Ego. It's not world, the earth we are living.
It's for Jensen. No, there was some for Jen. He forgot it.
And Daddy Freeze, let me ask a very important question. What if more look this thing abstract? Because I've asked a lot of questions. Because a local adage says that a man is a product of his environment, right? Now, everything where we know as a human being, we were being taught. For example, they born you from a family where you grow from that family. You grow as a child, you can't grow till you can't sabi how to talk, you can't learn, you can't see things, you can't understand, you can't know how to read. What if everything we know now something where somebody just put to us to make it be like that? Because these are not really our thoughts. We're being taught about these things.
Now you are asking a good question. If, do you understand? Now think about that if too. Say, if as at the time Europe was broke, Africa was balling. The Egypt Empire, the richest man on earth is from Mali. As at the time these people were balling, Europe were broke. Let's say, for example, that time Africa get all the states where they get. That same if where they give so.
Make una pop my money gun, no.
You know what I mean? Come carry ship, go Europe. Go carry them as slaves, come Africa, make them come build Africa. The story will have still be different. Do you understand? It's the same thing too now. Because them come get inside pastors. Now it make them bring these things when we argue. Say, see, I am telling you that supernatural force. I'll give you another example. You know
I agree. You see, I agree with you. But you see, because I have so many friends that are atheists, this is the argument the atheists always bring forward.
That
the fact that everything looks so perfect, there must be a creator that created it. But the fact that everything is perfect does not mean it is a creation. What if it evolved to be perfect?
Even when atheists want to explain, I will ask them the question. I said, the earth is suspended in space. This earth that we are all living. And 70% is earth. 30% is water. Have we asked how come the 70% is water, 30% is earth? That's what science, that's what has been proven. So
for the surface, that's for the surface of the earth.
How come the water never overshadowed, 70% never overshadowed that 30% where the earth? Have you thought about it?
But that's not proof of God. You see, you can have, Wilfred, hold on. Let me explain this thing to you. You have either one of two things. An intelligent being that created a system, or an intelligent system that has evolved by itself.
Intelligent, did you say intelligent being?
You can have
created this earth.
That is one theory. Now, I believe that God created this world, but it is a belief. Because I cannot prove that God created this world. But I choose to believe it because there is no evidence that goes against that belief. The Big
Why
Bang
can't-
theory still gets stuck.
Crystallize.
That is-
Evolution still gets stuck. Of course, evolution makes more sense than creation.
That is why can't you prove it when you have had a lot of revelations? As a pastor,
Revelation is not proof.
Okay.
Revelation is
about
part of the
God's
belief
existence.
system. Proof is, let me tell you something about proof. Proof is evidence based. There is a country in the world called Egypt. It's not my belief. It is proven. Donald Trump is the president of America. It's not my belief. It is
But
proven.
you have experienced God through this revelation. Is that not so? Is that not how it's supposed to be?
Now, what if what I experienced was nature talking to me? Or what if I was able to break into the system, the code of the intelligent system that evolved itself? I choose to believe in God. But that I must be careful to tell you that that is my belief. And you have the right to believe what you want to believe.
Facts.
But the moment it is proven beyond reasonable doubt that God does not exist, from that moment onward, I'm no longer holding on to a belief system. I'm holding on to a dogma.
Yeah.
So a belief is a belief until it's either proven or disproven. You can hang on to it if it's not proven. Maybe it gives you peace of mind. Maybe somewhere your conscience is able to evolve with that belief system. Maybe you create a community and that community gives you peace of mind, gives you rest, gives you peace, gives you joy. You understand?
People saying religion now your faith. So who created the word faith?
So-
Who created the word
So
religion?
the thing is,
It's hungry, man.
a society. Somebody said life cannot evolve from non-life. You have not proven that it can't. You are saying there's a thesis that said it can, and there's a thesis that said it can't. It's not 100% proven. There are things that we can prove. Like, yes, 2,000 years ago, there was a man called Yahushua. It is proven. Yes. Moses is not proven. Moses is not proven.
It's not stories. These are people's stories.
No, but 2,000 years ago, there was a man called Yahushua. 1,500 years ago, there was a man called Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They existed.
Jehoshua, right?
Yes, scientifically, historically, the scholarly consensus is that Yahushua, whom our colonial masters sold to us as Jesus, existed.
Existed as Jehoshua.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Okay.
Now, we can't prove that Moses existed.
Because there is no logical sense to tell me that somebody ascended into the space in the name of heaven.
Now, there is logic. We've had stories of alien abductions where, bro, you see, you see, what if what we think is God? Have you studied the Anunnaki? Short, have you ever studied the Anunnaki? I need you, Wilfred, to study the Anunnaki.
Okay. I have a question
before we go deeper into these things, when you mention each names, all these things you are mentioning.
Listen to what somebody said. Moses started Judaism, so he existed.
But I also,
Baba, if I start a religion today, hold on. I start a religion today, and the religion is called iPhone 17. Abi? They now tell me that who is the ancestor of iPhone 17? I now tell you that 200 years ago, a man came from heaven called 17. And he was going to be reborn as a phone, and everybody that is going to carry him is going to carry an essence of him. Now people go tell you, say, 100 years ago when you know they, I'm not tell you say he did. and I will convince you to believe him.
Okay, but
This thing where this guy talk, Johansson. Na mumu yan so.
When we had this conversation on your channel, I
Uh-huh.
asked you, who wrote the Bible? You are
But now Igbo people write Bible.
Now several people like you see, listen, Oyibo people did not write the Bible. Oyibo people edited it.
Even
Bro.
the King James version, what would they use?
Bro, hold on.
even the acclaimed original one, are human beings.
Now human being write am.
Uh-huh.
But no be
Human
Oyibo,
beings write them.
no be
Why
Oyibo.
must I believe
The
in
papyruses, the original texts were written by Hebrews and Africans and Arabs. Now Oyibo na him edit am. Now Oyibo choose the one wey go work for us.
But now human being like you and I, now ain't right now.
Of course, that one nobody dey argue that one.
How did they even come about with the name Jesus when there's no J? When
That's
there's no
why
J
I'm
in the
going
Hebrew?
to. So it's just like anybody that wrote a book, let's say Chidia.
Somebody said inspired by the Holy Spirit. Can you prove that it was inspired by the
Can
Holy
you
Spirit?
prove it? Can you prove
Let me wait till I tell you.
it?
See, that thing where they talk, now it be the most mumu thing. 2 Timothy says that all scripture is God breathed. Majority of scholars believe that 2 Timothy is a forgery because the writings in 2 Timothy are not synonymous with the writings of Paul. The writings are different. When your papa write you message, you know same like if I'm Robert, thief your papa phone, can't send you message, say send me money, you go know whether na your papa. You go if you look the message, you go say Make I give you an example one day. I sit down, they mind my business. Are Kabiesi Afe Babalola sent me a message to borrow him 200,000 naira. I said, the first thing I said was, Daddy, send account. Something said, Afe Babalola borrowed 200,000 from you.
Wait, your godfather asked me to say that.
To yes.
Your godfather.
Now so I pick call. I call Are no pick my call. Now so I call his son. The boy burst laughter. Say, wait. I'm actually on the same hallway with daddy. Make I go give daddy the phone. Now I enter his office. Now I give him papa the phone. My mama even day office with him that day. I said, Daddy, I just say make I greet you. I even dream about you yesterday. You say make I send you 200,000 naira. I want send. Something just tell me say, I cannot collect. If he needs money, the Afebala that gave airport 2 billion naira to repair airport, will not be in personal airport too. So that there will be an airport in his state. At the time when dollar was like 300 naira, Afe Babalola carried 2 billion of his money to fix airport of states. 2 billion naira then was at least $6 million.
Wow.
He no use and buy land though. He use and do work where government supposed do. Person where fit drop $6 million to government say, as una not get airport, make una go build airport. Now you want borrow 200,000, no be $200,000 so. I swear if it had been $200,000, I would begin to racket the money. Because I know say, okay, Baba Fi just need pressing money. But how waiting in this life? Go make Afe Babalola need 200,000 naira. It's not possible. Now we realize say na Yahoo. So 2 Timothy, because when I saw the tone of the letter, first things first, the person says, I'm in need. AM. Afe Babalola no go write English with am. So scholars sat down and looked at the writings in 2 Timothy, and they did not correspond with the tone Paul usually used. They did not correspond with Paul's writings. So majority of scholars believe that 2 Timothy in itself is a forgery. So a portion of the Bible that scholars believe is a forgery is now the portion of the Bible that tells us that it is Holy Spirit that inspired the Bible. Baba, he get as he be.
So, okay, you see this thing you are explaining, Daddy Freeze. the Bible and religion system is doing exactly what it was designed to do.
God bless you.
I'll give you a context. This my brother spoke about everything works in the US. Imagine how long US don't do, right? You go some roads where they don't do over 200 years ago. That road still there. You go some houses, those houses like the ones in DC, the ones in this New England, where US started. If you go to like Harvard, Yale, all those old buildings where they built back in the days, right? If you look at them today, they still look so modern. Nobody say they crumble them, they are like antique, like original buildings. So what happened to these people? Okay, if you go to like DC buildings are not taller than the that they are monumental artwork where stand near White House. All their buildings, they did the same height. No matter as you want to reach, you don't fit up as I want. So think about that. These people sat down over 200 years ago, designed these things. They were geniuses. So you get the same thing. They designed religion.
Yeah.
Now human being writes that book. If you tell me, that Bible was inspired by the Holy Spirit, I will ask you, who created the word inspired? Who created the word Holy Spirit? So they were all human beings who created them. Now, after so many years, like Daddy Free said, philosophy or philosophers said this, or this scholar said that, this scholar, of course, they needed to create something that people will argue about. They needed to create something that people will have to study and come up with their hypotheses and their conclusions, which is exactly what is happening. Now, it's not left for you. Do you want to get involved in that conversation? Do you want to get involved in that argument? Do you want to get involved in most of the things they are talking about? It is a lie. It is a lie. It is a choice if you want to get into it or not. But I still stand with the original, correlation. The Bible was written by human beings. So whatever is the outcome that we are seeing now is the same way any other industry or any other system, whether it is finance or tech or whatever, anybody that brings up something is prone to be being criticized, is prone to being talked about, right? But we now want to shove it into our truth that this one, it will bring miracle. Show me one thing that we use in our day-to-day as life that religion has made possible. Of course, it's science. So if you ask me, I'll give more credence, I'll give more energy to science than religion. Religion for me, right now, I see it as a gathering of social meeting.
Coach, what is science? Science, not be science, not metaphysics.
Not necessarily.
I went to the metaphysics for people, not be witchcraft, be that. When we talk about CD now,
if you call it Oyibo, wizard or which is fine. At least he's giving back to it that.
No, garnish them with English.
But the difference is that we know they use our own witch or wizard for Africa. They can do something.
And now because we still there under colony, even though it be like say we don't get independence, my bro.
Because their hands still there inside.
Yeah, their hand is there now, well, now, my bro. So that's so easy.
You get some kind of things when I discovered recently. I wait for inside. I say this matter no go finish. And they tell you for Africa, you no go finish. Because like people are asking, they say those things where they take the by people, who they supply them.
Don't see how
you know say na contract that thing be for you. Now contract people this submit bidding where they take the supplier. It's a contract. You submit bidding. You will go source for them outside. Not be the one where they produce for you. You will go source for them for black market. Go supply them for those regions. It's a contract. Boys they cash out where for. It's a legit contract. You go bid them for federal government. They go arrange, you will go supply them. And when you go supply them, now after supply, they pay you. Now legit hustle. So why did you get peace for them? Knowing fully well that when, like I said, them discover, by the time Europe was broke, Egypt was balling, Mali was balling with natural resources.
Mhm.
Okay, so when they discover what was making them ball, no mean the things they change. They can't invade other small areas, Congo. They discover all those things where they give them raw till date. They come make sure say make you know.
So, Daddy Freeze, I have a very important question that I want to ask.
Where did the scientists get energy from? Energy is a special gift from God. OB 9394. That thing that you are smoking, stop it.
Everything that we know already, or you know, yes.
Shall not my own network bad like this? Eh?
Will they hear you?
If they hear me, you understand? What can we hold on to? What can we hold on to? Because I mean, say every human being needs to have something to hold on to, something that can bring a lot of light into them, give them a lot of hope and all of that. And Christianity is doing that already in Africa. But I don't say people they possess inside the team.
Hold on. Let me explain something to you, yeah? Let me explain something to you.
Yes, sir.
What gives Canadians hope? Is it Christianity? What gives the Chinese hope?
No.
Is it Christianity? The average Chinese
Not at all.
are not Christians. What gives the Japanese hope? I was watching a Japanese man at 105 years old riding his bicycle. I swear to God, if your mama or papa reach 105, is either they are carrying them inside wheelchair or they are carrying them from bed to bed.
True.
There is no Nigerian 105-year-old where they ride bicycle. It's not possible. Once our parents begin to turn 70, 80, they're not even drive motor again. By the time they don't enter 80, the husband of the queen was driving Range Rover at 95. You see, our systems did not evolve. Our pounded yam was nourishing to us when we lived like we lived. Our palm oil. Somebody said in Japan there's 70+ years rugby league. God bless you, Bongoli. Our pounded yam worked for us because our lifestyle. Even the man who sit down for one place get big belly because he get 4 wives. He must knock them. You know what make your wife go knock outside? So when you climb on top woman, now walk. Person will get 5 to 6 wives. He go dey knock every day. That one alone. Now walk. Yeah. He will walk to his farm.
80 years then.
My grandfather, when he died, he not get single belle. Belle start from my papa. My grandfather, tall, thin. You understand what I'm telling you? My grandmother was doing her hustling business till she was in her 70s. Now, my papa want to say, you are too old to be doing this, you are too old to be doing this, come make your rest. From the rest, now so she buy. You know, after the rest, she begin buy. They were more active. They ate local food. And they lived local lives. My father said when they were growing up, they used to eat rice only for Christmas. That rice was Christmas food. So I used to look up at them and say, man, una they suffer. Oh. So wait till una come they eat every day. They say pounded yam, freshly pounded, was daily on the menu. Amala, tofele, was daily on the menu. Eba, with the fiber in the gari, was daily on the menu. This Obi, can somebody help us remove Obi's brain? More use hypo wash am, come put am back. Because Obi's brain no dey work. Is there a way we can call rewire? Maybe rewire go remove the check engine light we don't on for Obi brain. Because we go, I can't go being running. We just mama won't run. We just dey here, they look Obi like say nothing dey, nothing dey, nothing dey. Baba brain don't turn on check engine light too. He said, listen to the way he bring come to the table. Have you heard a mother call her child Lucifer or devil? If your child introduced you in his class as meet my dad, his name is Lucifer or devil. This thing that you typed, I swear, they need to jumpstart your brain. Meaning they go plug. Bro, how is the government allowing you to move around with this kind of sense? I did not worry that most of you jam you where you they go, because how you they take crossroad? If you get this kind of sense, how you they take crossroad? How you take on this Instagram? I'm worried. So because nobody names his child Lucifer, that's the reason why Lucifer is bad. Is it not 98% of the world, no be oponu, all of them be like you? Why is Free Nation here? To free you from the stupidity that's been passed on from generation to generation. Me, I feel name my pikin Lucifer. Why I don't feel name I'm Lucifer? My own name na Lucian. So if I name my pikin Lucifer, my pikin goes school, another person can laugh and say him be devil. We don't enter trouble today. Wahala don't come. I think we're back now. Sorry, network just messed me all up. All right, so where were the people that were with me? Welcome, everyone. So if you were with me, just send a request. We are back. Is it clear? Is the video clear? Okay, Jola is back. So. So we're back. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
My network. Today is my suya night. Who is buying the suya? Oh yeah, Talon Rasuya. Where is everybody? Rich and wealthy. This one will send me request now. Bros, please help me press X. Brother, we no get light. We're inside darkness. So that this darkness will not be permanent in your life. Just help me press X.
Maybe if you open his teeth, we'll say.
Oh yeah, shine your teeth. At least maybe use your teeth, take recognize you.
Use this to recognize the person. Hey. It's true. Every Friday is fair night, though. That's very true.
Oh yeah. Where are you? Brother, press X now. Shogun Layeni. Is it by force to be live?
I think they are struggling with their network.
Please, on Friday, I don't like surrounding myself with poverty.
Yes,
We were in the middle of a conversation before my network began to misbehave. Pop my money gun if you're watching on TikTok.
Let's pop the money gun, guys.
Oh yeah.
Keep it popping.
Today is Suya night.
Hey.
Oh, God, dear. Daddy, friends, good evening, sir.
Good evening, don't they sleep? Oh yeah,
So
Nene.
this and that,
Oh yeah, press X you too as you're inside darkness.
I'm trying to turn the... Give me 1 minute.
Oh yeah, press X and come back. No worry, I'll give you the 1 minute. We don't really get time. I don't want people to be bored waiting for you to press your phone. Where is everybody? Now we come, we go. Everybody don't. You know what? I know the problem now. The comment section is on, so everybody is happy. I don't. Once I leave comment section on, that's so the behavior they be.
I don't have a clue what you are talking about. I only came on now.
Uh-huh.
What are we?
No. We're talking about the fact that there is no proof or disproof for God. So believing in God is a belief system.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bible will say only a fool will say there's no God. That's the emotional, so that they will make you feel, okay, as you don't say there's no God, that means you must be a fool. Nene, press this X. Nene, press this X. You are not helping me, Nene. You are stressing me today. I always tell people.
What I believe is I believe in the Big Bang Theory. I believe that the world was created from a cocktail of different things that exploded and become what it is now. But I also believe that cocktail was made by a creator. So I believe both in a creator, and I also believe in the Big Bang Theory at the same time. And like you said, if there's any other evidence to disprove this belief, and I still am going to it, then it's a dogma. But for me, I look at it as the Big Bang Theory makes a lot of sense. But at the same
Somebody
time,
said Big Bang Theory is a joke. You know what a joke is? Genesis chapter 1. That's comedy right there. If you say the Big Bang Theory is a joke, no problem. Have you read Genesis chapter 1? God created the sun 4 days after he created night and day. How were they measuring night and day? God was uninfluorescent for them.
It makes up. I used to tell people that if the savior of the world came from Yoruba people, what will be in Genesis chapter 1 will be Lambrudu and Oduduwa.
I'm telling you.
That's just what it is. If the savior came from Yoruba, it will come from Lambrudu. If the savior came from any other culture, it's going to be whatever that culture's origin story of creation is. That's what will be in Genesis chapter 1. So I just believe that the Big Bang Theory, yes, it's real, but it's not so random as well. I still believe there's some sort of intelligent design in it, because if we look at everything, it's almost like
Now, here's the
when you're
proof that atheists always bring forward. The fact that there is an intelligent design does not prove that there is an intelligent designer. The fact that the design is intelligent is not proof that there is a designer that is intelligent. And what seems intelligent to us, in reality, how intelligent is it really?
Ow. True.
Do you understand? How intelligent is it really?
For me, I'm not really saying it is infallible. I'm not saying the intelligent design does not also have faults. I'm saying yes, the intelligent design, but it is still not perfect at the same time, because if we take humans, for example, our upright vertebrae is bad for our back. That's why we have back pains. Normally, we are supposed to have like gorillas slanted back. If we look at the Earth as it is, over and over, the Earth keeps going through ice age, going through this and that, and it's never stable. So if we look at the Earth as a whole, yeah, it's beautiful when you look at it from a holistic point of view, but it is still not perfect when you look deep as well. So I believe there's an intelligent design, but it doesn't mean it is perfect. I mean, the iPhone is intelligent; it's an intelligent design. It is still not perfect.
Absolutely.
All tech that we have today is intelligent design, but they are still not perfect. So that is how I just kind of see, creation and God and how they tie into each other. I rest my case. Pen drop.
Eko Abiola, oh yeah, it's an intelligent conversation.
This is about creation, right?
No,
Yeah.
we are saying that here. I don't know if you're on my live earlier on.
I wasn't.
Okay, let me break it down to you. We all have beliefs.
Yep.
I believe, for instance, that Eko Abiola is a good person. It's my belief.
Yep.
Eko Abiola calls me one day and says I should give her £10,000. I give it to her. Then Eko Abiola blocks me on WhatsApp, Instagram, on every other, and I can't get her for 2 years. While I'm still worrying about what's happening, John calls me and says, Daddy Freeze, Eko Abiola just ran away with my $10,000. Simplific just calls me and says he invited Eko Abiola to his house and she ran away with his Rolex and she downloaded his bank details from his computer and has been making withdrawals from his bank.
All right.
I have a belief system. My belief says Eko Abiola is a good person. But now I have new evidence that proves that belief system is wrong. At that point, I no longer have a belief system. If I continue holding on to that belief system, I now have a dogma.
True. 100%. Yeah.
A belief system that has been proven to be true. I believe that Eko Abiola is a woman. She has portrayed herself as a woman. One day I now enter her room by mistake. She's changing. And I see Bolahon and fake Bobby.
Okay.
She doesn't know that I saw her. Then when she goes back into the bathroom, I go around through her documents and I see her receipts and hospital documents of where she changed from Eko Wale to Eko Abiola.
Yeah.
Can I still continue believing that she's a woman because she said so when all the evidence is pointing otherwise? I pick up her passport says male. She was formerly married to a woman who had children for her. How can I continue believing
They don't.
that Eko Abiola is a woman? Now let's flip it around. Eko Abiola, I go and visit Eko Abiola. I tell her I'm going to make a phone call. I now change my mind. So I'm just sitting down in the parlor, relaxing. Eko Abiola, thinking I'm not there, walks out naked. I see female anatomy. At least I know how big they be. I know how bobby they be. I know how woman curve they be. Right? She now goes back inside the room, not knowing that I'm there. Me not wanting to embarrass her and myself. I just keep quiet. I get up and on the table I see her gynecological report. She went for a pap smear. Men know they do pap smear. On it is her name. And on it is her social security number. I copy the social security number and take it to Google, and it brings out a woman who has her number of children, her age, this. That is now no longer a belief. It is now a fact.
Yeah.
So beliefs continue as beliefs until they evolve either into facts or dogma. The more evidence unfolds, the more concrete a belief becomes until it becomes a fact. So Ekwa Abiola is a woman because I've seen her gynecological report. I have seen her one-on-one. Baba, there was a day I was driving with my wife. There was a guy beside me, a person beside me. Person did nails, wore earring, and braided hair to the back. Me and Tastebuds could not tell if it was a male or a female. Because man, they do nails these days. Man, they do hair. And man, they wear earring. And the auntie get big nose. Her name now Baby Nosa, or the person, whether a man or female. He, she, he, shim. They. You understand what I'm saying? So belief systems transition from beliefs either to facts or dogma. I don't need to believe that Ekwa Abiola is a woman if I've given her a VE as a gynecologist. You understand? I look inside, I see cervix. I see fallopian tube. I know maybe I can't see fallopian. Okay, I see uterus. I can open even the cervix and see inside the uterus. I don't need, it's no longer a belief now. It's a fact. Just like if I go there, I see Gbolahan. It is now no longer, me believing that she's a woman is now no longer a belief. It is now a dogma. Let me bring Savvy Initiatives. After Savvy, I will bring Odera. I don't like bringing Odera because Odera is not particularly intelligent. But we are going to hear him out anyway. You know, we do that here. So, Pop My Money Gun. Today is Suya night. Today we're having fun. So that was what we're talking about. Savvy, I've sent you requests to accept.
So where's the question now? What's the question?
No, we're just discussing it before you came. And
yeah, that there's a difference between belief and facts. Yeah, obviously. Well, if it comes to the Bible now, obviously people are becoming aware that
so now what I'm saying, don't be angry, Ekwa Abiola. What I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with having a belief. But the moment your belief system has been put to the test and found shaky or has been found to be unrealistic or unreasonable, or there's no data that supports the belief, but there's data that contradicts the belief, you holding on to that belief system is now you holding on to dogma.
I have a question, Dev.
Go ahead.
For people that, I have this particular friend, okay, I have a few friends that are very Pentecostal in nature. I'll call them that. Whenever I try to, show them this, other revelations about things that they have held on as dogma, they don't even want to start the conversation with you. They're just like, I don't want to hear that.
Because the Bible and religion are very good at using emotion and sentiment to hold on to be. They will tell you only a fool will say there is no God. So automatically you'll be feeling in your mind that if I say there is no God, I must be a fool. Instead of you to bring proof that, okay, here is proof that there is God. When Elijah encountered the prophet of Baal, he brought proof. He said, okay, let's have a debate. You guys call unto your God, and I will call unto my God. And the one that answers by fire is God. So if we zero into Elijah's situation, Elijah could prove to the people that was there that there was God. Now, we here relying on Elijah's proof that there is God presupposes that we agree that there was an Elijah.
Yep.
Do you now understand? So best practices, I'm bringing somebody up. I know you wanted to say something. So I give you 3 minutes to say what you want to say.
Okay, I just thank you, Daddy Freeze. Hi, everyone.
Hi, brother.
I don't want to say anything. I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first question is, what religion do you practice?
And I'm going to answer that with a question too. You know, when I said you are not particularly intelligent, please don't be angry. It's not like I insulted you, but this is proof. My answer to that question is, of what consequence is that? For today, I worship my ceiling fan. For today, I worship my ceiling fan. So I practice ceiling fan religion.
So somebody listening to you probably will have the assumption that you are practicing the same thing they are practicing. So
okay, for that reason, I'll say I'm Christian. Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay.
So I'll say I'm Christian because
yeah,
if you ask that in that regard, then okay, since you want to know whether, even though we are not practicing the same thing, but I'm Christian, that's an okay question. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So you and your followers, are you heaven-bound Christian? Are you going to heaven?
Once again, what does that have to do with anything? Can you prove to me that there is a heaven?
No, I'm asking. I don't know. I'm asking
you said, are we heaven bound? So my question is, show me that there is a heaven. Then, if you can prove to me that there is a heaven, I can tell you if we are going there. No, you cannot. Okay, you cannot ask me.
I'm trying to understand you.
Proof.
So, okay, you are saying that, are we heaven bound? So I'm responding, I'm not sure a heaven exists.
No, we are asking you to prove it. Do you?
So prove to me that there is a heaven. Then when you prove to me that there is a heaven, I can say, oh, really? Yes, we are going there.
Okay, let me say mine so maybe you can understand. So, okay. I have a belief system.
Very good.
I'm a Christian. I believe in God. And why is a belief system is because I've not seen him, because no one have seen him.
Brilliant. Okay. Today we are talking.
And I believe I'm good. I want to go to heaven. I'm heaven-bound Christian. So I'm working every day to make heaven.
Okay.
So you said you're a Christian. Now your own brand of Christianity, do you plan to make heaven? Or
yes. Once again, fair enough, since you have used your own as an analysis, and it's not like you are trying to set a verbal trap. What you said is fair enough, and I also believe, like you rightly said, that there is a heaven. Remember, it is a belief that doesn't have proof. It cannot be quantified. It's like string theory. But I do share the belief, a personal belief, and a personal conviction based on my personal belief that there is a heaven, and I do hope to meet Christ, who existed, by the way. We can prove that he once walked the earth as Yahushua, not as Jesus. So, yes, in that regard, I'm not sure if I answered your question accurately, but at least I know I tried.
Okay, thank you. Actually, to this point, I'm excited with your answers. Now, the next question may be dicey a bit, but do you also believe in the Holy Spirit?
Personally, I believe in the Holy Spirit, but once again, it is a belief, because you cannot prove that the Holy Spirit exists, neither can you prove that the Holy Spirit does not exist. So it is my belief. I'm very careful when I'm sharing beliefs with my followers, because there must be a distinction between belief and fact. You can join me and share my beliefs. You can join me and share my beliefs, and my experiences could guide you within our belief system. But sometimes, what if all I experienced in this world, I look at Eko Abiola, she looks like a woman, she talks like a woman, but nothing in this life can make me be sure that she's a woman until I've given her a VE or I've seen a CT scan. Like A God, for instance, now, I know he's a good person. Me and him have fought before. No. He wanted to come on live, and we wanted to just take it. Sorry, best practices. We are not going far. You understand? I just want to bring A God. A God had a very successful show that I'm so proud of, and I also worked with him. And Oyenike attended, Shades of Grain attended, and they all spoke so highly of the event. Haslim sent me pictures of her children on stage presenting, beautiful children. I didn't even know she had children. So it was an amazing event, and this is the brain. In fact, sorry, this is the father of the event, because the event was his brainchild. So, Savi, over to you.
Yeah. Sorry about your interruption on your conversation. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You did tell me you were coming. We just had network issues.
Yes. And bro, my brother and I'll let you get back to the conversation. I'm interested in that too, but I called Daddy Freeze earlier on, and I was talking to him about something, and personally I thought that it was important that I said it here. I was thanking him for a very successful event that we had. It was very, very successful, massively successful. We sold out the event a couple of days before. And you guys might be wondering why it's so important that I have to give credit to him. It's because he was supposed to have hosted the show, was supposed to be here in the USA, but he wasn't able to. But regardless of that, he mentioned that he was going to stay committed and he was going to try his best to make sure that he pushed everything that we're doing. And he stayed true to all of that. Part of my reason for thinking that it's important for me to say that here is because me and him have had differences, huge differences. Like we're talking about lawyers having issues, like we're going to drag ourselves to court, that kind of issues. But those are some of the things that we disagreed on, and it was politics and things like that. But regardless of that, we still were able to find ways to, move past that and, still have a great relationship moving forward. His voiceovers were what invited everybody onto the stage, and it was very amazing. It was beautiful. I'm gonna share videos and pictures and collaborate with him, and you guys can get a sense of what that is. Just a little bit, if you're trying to do any voiceovers, I think you should reach out to Daddy Freeze for him to help you, like video voiceovers. All we did was we got his voice, we matched it with great videos, and it was just amazing. It was almost like he was in the room, but he wasn't there, but his presence was there. His support before the event was also there. And I wanted to say that this man really, really surprised me. Very much. And it's not so much as I was expecting anything less, but it's just one of those things where you just expect people to say things. They'll just tell you, I'm going to support you, I'm going to do whatever it is that I can do, blah, 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 blah. And then, when it's time for them to own up to their words, you don't hear anything. But I just wanted to say that this man was very, very accountable. He took responsibility. He's a person of virtue from my own personal experience dealing with him. This was business. And also there was a huge growth process too that I think is very important to mention here. So when I met Daddy Freeze at first, like if he had a task that I had to do, I would have to be chasing him for 3 days after that task, right? But eventually, towards the end of the event, towards the end of when we were having that interaction, I think I rubbed off on him a bit. Like, he was sending me things so quick that I didn't even know he had sent them. Like, I'm going to send the voiceover and say, can you correct this? And he had sent it 2 days before, and I'm like, where is it? After a day, and it's like, dude, I already sent it, and it's actually there. So, I just want to speak to, that plasticity of mind there where, he was able to readjust very quickly and give us the best quality of work. So, sir, I truly appreciate you. I respect you, and I
Thank
thought it
you
was
very
important
much.
that I said that right here in front of all of your followers. Your integrity unmatched, your dedication to work unmatched, your attention to detail, no matter how little. The change we needed in a 3-minute script, you went back and then recorded everything. Thank you very, very much. You made our event a very successful one, and you made a very valuable contribution to it. And just because of the collaborations I told you earlier, we're able to reach about 1.5 million new impressions, like just people seeing what we're doing, just views on what we're doing. So that's a tremendous outreach for somebody like us who have just like 700 and something followers. Where you have that much impression, we're getting like almost 150K a week, something like that. So it was mind blowing. So I just wanted to say thank you very much. Somebody's asking what I mean by neuroplasticity is your ability for your brain to learn new things.
For your brain to expand.
To expand and grasp new information. That was what I meant by plasticity. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be ambiguous. So, sir, I wanted to say thank you very much. I want everybody to hear it. And it's coming from me, considering that me and you, we used to be at loggerheads, but I'm not ashamed, and I'm not I don't have an ego big enough not to appreciate somebody when they've done the right thing, and when they've helped me tremendously. So thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy you sold out the event. That for me was major. The fact that you could sell out an event in another state. I worried for you because Chicago was having ICE crackdowns.
Yes.
And
yes, you're right.
They came in about 3 weeks after your announcement, before your event. So I was like, whoa.
Yes.
And Nigeria, so my fear is that I was watching CNN, Chicago was empty, people were running away, and now Nigerians and Africans are going to have to attend this event. How is this going to work out? I even did a live video with Shades of Grain. I don't know what her real name is. I know people from by their handles. On her way to the event, we had a live video, a live WhatsApp call. I called her on WhatsApp, and she showed me the streets. She was like, wow, that the streets are empty. But anyway, we know the work we've done. And when she got to the event and video called me from the event, I was like, nah, this is done. This is done. Nothing can stop me. How's that song? Nothing can stop me.
I'm all the way up.
All the way up.
It was great. You know what's crazy too? Last year on the morning of the event was when we had the hack of the flights and people couldn't fly and all of that stuff. So I don't know if I'm attracting it or if we're attracting, but something significant always happens when it's about to happen. But half the time, nothing happens. It doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's the weirdest thing. We had like 30, 35 people who could not attend because we sold out. And
as in, when I hear sold out, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we sold out. And Shades of Grey actually reached out to me. She came over there, like she was able to find me, and she introduced herself.
Offere also attended. Offere, yes, I was speaking to Offere on the day of Offere stays in Chicago, and she did promise me she was going to attend. Offere, if you are in the house, raise your hand.
Yeah, it was great. So we're hoping that next year is in Texas. So FYI, everybody.
We are going to start working early towards it.
Yes. We have started working towards that to make sure that everything that you need is going to be in place for you to be able to be here in person. And I feel like a lot of people were not too happy that you weren't here. So hopefully we're able to make next year happen that you're here on the
next year, if I can confirm everything. Yes. I think we'll need a bigger venue. Just from what we're seeing here, I think we're going to need a bigger venue.
That's what we like to hear.
Because we don't want to not sell it out. We want to bring in more people to take part in the... People literally had fun. They love the food. Because, bro, I don't want my name today involved with anything with Badu. I chatted to Haslim. Haslim sent me video recordings of my voice, video recordings of her lovely children on stage. Bro, I'm going to say this to you. I'm a very confrontational person. I fight, but then I don't take it to heart. We quarrel, I don't take it to heart. One thing I respected you for, and I'll continue to respect you, is you are a no-nonsense person. You know what you want and you go out there. If it means you digging the ground, if it means you climbing a tree, you're going to dig the ground and climb the tree to get it. Nothing stops you. And if you need your enemy to come and help you be part of a purpose, you will connect with that enemy, even if it's going to mean your ego would be bruised. That right there is purpose personified. So I was sad that I couldn't be there, but I promised you that this is what I want to be associated with. And I will do anything within my power to make you work. If you needed interviews, I know how much I charge for my interviews. I'll waive everything. Just mention me in your story. You don't even need to be a collaborator. It will be on my story immediately.
No, you did that. So
you didn't even have to talk to me. I think we only had one exchange before the event.
One interaction.
Because no need. Once I see it in my DM, is gone. If I'm sitting here, I just see Savvy Initiatives invited you to collab. I just go straight there. Collab straight. So no need for any conversation. And that showed me that if you are aligned with someone on a purpose and you are going somewhere, you don't need too much talk.
Yes.
You know my deliverables, you know my entitlements, you know my duties, you know my rights, and I know yours. We're good. Meet for 10 minutes once in 2 months. And then we continue. Absolutely. And everything is still moving like clockwork. Thank you very much, bro.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Daddy Freeze. My brother, I'm gonna let you continue. I'm interested in what you're saying, to be honest. And I have questions.
But I cannot deal with both of you because two of you have two different problems. So I'm gonna deal with Daddy Freeze first. Just hear us out.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Alright. So yeah, and on the back of what Egon said, I also want to commend you, Daddy Freeze. I've seen a lot of good work you've done. Just that sometimes I feel like your strength and your weaknesses are misplaced, because your strength is how you do your, peacemaking, other stuff you do. But when it comes to religion, I just don't feel like you got it right. But anyway, we've established that you practice Christianity and you believe you're going to heaven and you believe in Holy Spirit. So the fourth question is, do you believe in the wholesomeness of the Bible?
The wholesomeness of the Bible.
Yeah, so neither take or deduct. So do you believe it's complete, it's true, it's...
I just got my tint permit for my Mercedes. Yeah. Let me go and show my wife. Sorry, bro. Sorry. I know how this in the Warriors for Nigeria. Tint permit.
Oh, that's an impression. Bro,
Nigeria is mad.
Bro, can I chime in, or are you just gonna wait till it gets back?
Well, you can, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so when you say wholesomeness of the Bible, like, what do you mean? Are you talking about like the Bible is complete, it's true, and all this thing?
Yes.
Okay. I guess the question is for him, so I was just trying to think about what you mean by that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And your own has not yet. Okay. I tried to do your own like that, but baby, I bad. Daniela. Show this with them. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. I was so excited about. I actually kicked my poor daughter out of excitement. But I don't know whether they use this tinted permit. I don't know if he drive the motor now. Then they say we could go bring 55,000. I just talked to K Auto Detailing, my guy. I just save him.
Daddy Freeze, please, next time when you have that kind of this thing, reach out to me.
Tinted permit.
Very complete. Yes, I can.
Funny thing is, for the first time Nigeria walked, they said take a picture of the front of your car. I took a picture. with the number plate showing. My car does not have space for number plate, so I gummed the number plate for that day. I took a picture. Take a picture of the back. I took a picture. Take a picture of the side. I took a picture. Put my picture. I took passport. I put. Pay 2,500 naira to have my car verified. I paid 2,500 naira. I had the car verified. So everything. Now the only problem is it did not work on my. That's another thing. Now, Lagos State government or whoever is in charge of this, it doesn't work on iPhone and it doesn't work on computer. I worked on my Samsung. You see, when I tell people that every time I always buy the latest Samsung and the latest iPhone, people think I am mad. Some things just don't. I was trying to transfer money to somebody from my iPhone, it no work. I check my Samsung, it work. You just have to have the, you can't. Nigeria is not the place where you can have only one phone. So I tried, I almost gave up. I tried on my computer, it didn't work. I tried on my iPhone, it didn't work. I was about to go and pay the 55,000 that the agent was asking me. Something just said, have you tried your Samsung? I said, how will Samsung work? Now I begin to work for my Samsung. Now give me prompt, say pay, it was about 15,000 naira. Now I quickly paid the 15,000 naira. Oh shit. So I'm just checking my email. I wanted to just be deleting some email. I just say, your tint permit has been approved. Really? Oh wow. Okay, sorry. But Nigeria, shout out to Lagos, Nigeria. This literally took 6 days, not up to a week.
That's good. That's really good. That's a huge improvement.
So I'm proud of Nigeria at least. But you see, I'm not proud of Nigerians. Person, they tell me, say, make I go bring 55,000 naira. They say 45,000 with capture. You know, go better for Nigerians. So 45,000 with capture, 55,000 without capture. The luck I have is K Auto Detailing. I just called K Auto Detailing. I said, Kalu, how did you do your tinted glass? Say, I just do it online now. So he sat down with me and put me through one or two of the steps. And I did it myself. But I couldn't get my wife's own done, so my wife had to pay 55,000 naira. Okay, she priced it down to 50K. Something that I did for less than 20K. So sorry. Sorry to interrupt you, bro.
Yeah, it says, do you believe in the wholesomeness of the Bible? That was the last thing.
Absolutely not. How can a book start with contradiction and then you call it wholesome? It's not wholesome.
Okay, so that's the first place that, you know.
Do you believe in the wholesomeness of the Bible?
Exactly, yeah, completely.
So prove it.
I believe
Prove that the Bible is
wholesomeness of the
wholesome, because I can prove that it is not. Genesis chapter 1 and Genesis chapter 2 do not agree. Genesis chapter 1, hold on. Genesis chapter 1 makes no logical sense. How can you create plants before you created sunlight? How can you create day and night 4 days before the sun?
Okay, Daddy Freeze, I didn't want to do this, but if you want us to do this, let me ask you another question.
Don't ask me another question. Answer me. You're saying it's wholesome. I say it's not. Brother, do you agree it's wholesome? My brother up, Ayo, do you agree that the Bible is wholesome?
No, I don't think it's impossible. It cannot be.
What about my brother up, Ayo? No, be Ayo, be your own name too.
No, Jola.
Jola, sorry, forgive me, Jola. Jola, do you agree that the Bible is wholesome?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so since we have 3 people that do not believe that the Bible is wholesome,
It's not democracy. It's a choice. I mean.
so why are you now saying you disagree with? Okay, prove it to us. We want to learn from you today.
No, hold on. Okay, Daddy Freeze, listen. We started that it is a belief system.
Okay.
And what you know or what you believe you don't know, right? So I believe in God I have not seen. Okay?
I also believe in God I have not seen. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm saying. It's the first answer that, okay, that didn't marry with what me as a Christian believe. Because I believe you don't add, you don't remove. It's written by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. So
I disagree with you that the Bible was written by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. At least not all of it. Maybe a tiny chunk of it was.
You've already disagreed with the wholesomeness of the Bible, so I wouldn't be surprised if you further disagree with other things written in it.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. How did Judas buy? Because
No.
John chapter 27 says he hung himself. Acts chapter 1 says he fell on his land.
We're not going into.
Why aren't we going into it?
That rephrase, please. There's one more thing.
You've already
My brother,
said- you've
why
already
is
said-
it that you can make your points? You can ask questions, but you cannot be asked to prove where you stand with things. That's a problem that I find with a lot of religious people, right? Now, everything that he has said is also his belief. You are shoving it aside, and you're saying
what
it's a
I'm saying-
choice, but you want to prove yours. But he cannot.
what I'm
You don't
saying-
have. Sorry, hold on. I think that the essence of the conversation is that you present your point, I present my point. We look at the nuances and the overlaps, and that's why we have a conversation. If it's about you believe one thing, I believe one thing, then we should not be having conversations, right?
Okay, let's do this then. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. Hold on. Okay, let's do this. Do you know everything, God?
No, nobody does.
No, somebody does, but do you know everything?
Prove to me that somebody does.
Nobody knows.
God does. I believe God does.
So add that belief because it's not proof. So just always add I believe.
Daddy freeze.
Mm.
Hold on, my brother. You are wrong because God is not a body.
That's what I was just about to say that.
So you are wrong. You are making wrong assertions.
Okay, that's fine. I accept
If I go
what
by
you
your God, God is not a mere mortal like you, so he's not a somebody.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, now let's do this. How many of you on this live, the three of you, know the day you were born? Because the priest was saying something. He said, when you know something, it's no longer a belief. And if you know something to a point, if it's true, then it's a fact. If it's not true, it's a dogma. So I want to know.
So,
Do you
my
know
brother,
the day you were born?
my brother, truth and facts are also two different things as well, right?
Now, I want you to answer individually. So when you answer, our brother can answer, that the priest can answer.
I don't have what to
What's the
answer to
question?
that. How the day I was born? How is it relevant to anything? As in,
How is that relevant to anything?
yeah, make it make sense to me. How? Okay, I don't know the day I was born. Nobody knows the day they were born because they haven't gained consciousness.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. Hold on. You want to know Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and prove it.
Yeah.
But then you don't know the day you were born. You don't know the circumstances you were born with. You don't
What's
know
the
who
relevance,
was
bro?
your mother. You don't even know the hospital you were born. Everything was told to you.
Bro, what's the relevance? That's
The relevance is that you don't know everything. You
No,
don't know
no,
you literally
no,
don't even know
no.
the village you come
The
from.
day I was
You were
born,
told.
luckily for me, unlike you, I was born in Romania. I lost my birth certificate because I believe my ex-wife took it when we're having marital problems, so I'll not be able to renew my passport. I went to Romania, they could not find it. My mother petitioned the presidency in Romania, and the president commanded them to look for it. So they now did an overall search, and finally the document was produced. The hospital I was born, my mother did not. You see, when you live in Nigeria, somebody can come and tell you that they gave birth to you here. In any civilized part of the world, you have a name and a name tag the moment you come out of your mother's womb. You have your DNA, you have your blood test, you have everything. I might not know the day I was born, but I can prove to you that I was born on the 6th of May 1976 in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. Can you prove to me that the world was created 6,000 years ago? I can prove it to you the day I was born. Even if I wasn't there, there are documents. There is
There are a lot of people that don't know when they were born.
I'm not one of them because I was not born in the bush.
I'm now telling you that okay. DF, do you know there are people that when their loved one died, right? They are told, in fact, they probably have been to the funeral, but they don't accept it. They still believe that person is alive. So what you know, sometimes you can't even believe what you know.
Bro, you're making my brain
saying
ache me now.
No. All I'm trying to establish to you is that trying to know Genesis 1 verse 1 for you to believe in God is like you trying to know everything. You believe your drug will solve your problem. That's why you take it. You don't know how it come about. You believe the drink you are drinking is nourishing your body, but you can prove nothing. So if we depend on a lot of people to do some things for us, know some things, and give it to us, and then we digest it and believe in it, why then do you really want to know the beginning of creation for you to believe God?
Bro, my IQ is 156. I'm Mensa. You have given me headache. I have to really reduce my IQ to like maybe 30 to be able to have this conversation. Because I'm not getting it. You asked me, do I know the day I was born? I said I don't, but I can prove the day I was born. Because in a civilized country, the moment you enter a hospital, there are records. My father's school in Romania, records. I can tell you
Can
when my
records be manipulated?
not see hey God, can records in America be manipulated? You have to be high level manipulation.
But it can be, right?
Very unlikely.
What's your point exactly?
What I'm saying is that there's limitations of man. Yes or no?
No, there's none.
All right. If you say there's limitations of man, I can also tell you there's limitations of God.
How?
Do you want me to prove it to you?
Prove it to me.
All right. Just hang on a second. I'm going to need to get some things.
Yeah, my brother, just well that the fish does that. I don't know. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say. I'm really trying to follow
God, your human brain cannot process, what has happened on Earth from the beginning. It's impossible.
As I stand here right now, I'm a proof of what has happened in the world 6,000 years ago. It's in my DNA, it's written in my essence. So one of the things that you don't give account to just because, for the most part, the African community of science, and this is not an insult to anybody, but for us to have this conversation, we have to assume the IQ of your room temperature. That is double digits for us to be able to have this conversation. So the point I'm trying to make here is that you have to understand one thing. Just because you don't know something does not mean that thing does not exist. Just because you don't understand cryogenics does not mean that cryogenics does not exist. Just because you don't understand CRISPR does not mean that it doesn't exist.
All right, guys, work with me. Sorry.
The microwave does not mean that
on my hand here, don't be angry.
So there's a lot of things there.
Guys, on my hand here, I have 5 bottle corks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I put it to you. That is impossible. I can separate this into, if there were 4, it is possible to separate them into 2 groups of 2s without breaking anything. If there are 5, it is impossible to separate these things into groups of 2s without breaking or cutting any one of them. It is impossible to separate these into 2 groups of 3s, that is 3, 3. Not only is it impossible for man, it is impossible for God within the 3rd dimension. And I put it to you to prove me wrong.
Okay, so if your logic works, how did you feed over 5,000 men with 2 fishes and 5 loaves?
Once again, you are presupposing that the Bible was right. You are presupposing that that story existed.
Okay, that's why. Yeah,
I told you from the beginning that I have my doubts. But you see, the fact that I don't understand how it happened does not mean it happened or it didn't happen. But I'm now giving you, let's forget about the fishes and the loaves. I have this. Prove to me with this. 5 corks. Separate them into a group of 3s without breaking or cutting any one of the corks. If you can't do it, you can pray to God to do it. Then we can believe that everything is possible.
I've told you I have limitations, but my God don't.
Okay, right? So let's call your God. Let's call your God to separate this into 2 groups of 3s without cutting or breaking anything.
Let's call my God to do that.
Yep.
Why do I need to call my God?
Because you said your God can do everything, and I've just shown you. I said I don't believe your God can do everything.
You know what? You know what Jesus told to the devil when he came to tempt him, and he said, "Can you turn stone to bread?" Do you know what Jesus said to the? Man, you can't tempt.
Forget about whatever you are saying.
You are
I'm not tempted.
When we ask Pentecostal people,
That
this
is
kind
great.
of
I'm at work. I will have to jump at this point, but I think I've established my point. I think where the place where you
Guys,
have problems,
has he established any point? Yes or no?
it's fine. If you believe you know everything.
No,
that's
I don't
okay.
believe I know everything.
You were born.
But I also don't believe you don't know
You were
anything.
the day you were born, unless somebody tells you that. There's
Someone
so
said
many
you are
things-
putting God to test. Why can't you put God to test? Because
You know,
the
you
Bible,
can test
you see,
God.
hold on.
That if I'm leaving, I'm at work.
All right, go back to
Thank you
work,
for
brother.
having me.
Thank you for joining us. I enjoyed this session more than the last one, at least.
Daddy Freeze,
Yes.
Daddy Freeze, may I suggest also that
Yes.
it becomes a very unintellectual conversation when people, come on like this and they have all of these ideas, and then they don't allow somebody else talk or to challenge what it is that they're saying, right? So that was Daddy Freeze, you owe me about 20 minutes of my life back, essentially, because I just stood there and I was listening and I was trying to understand the points, right? And it's okay, I can understand if somebody has beliefs and all of that stuff, but even I wanted to relate with him even with the Bible, because I'm very versed in the Bible too. Everything that is saying is literally wrong. By their yoke you shall know them. And the yoke is the essence of what it is that you carry. If you are carrying the essence of God, you have to be able to prove it. You are going to be tried. Despite the fact that Jesus came to the earth and told us he was the Son of God, he still had to go to certain things, right? But every time that you're asking religious people who are not very knowledgeable about what they know in the Bible, what they've read in the Bible, all they're going to tell you is you cannot test God. No, you have to. Because how then are you able to solidify your faith in that thing that you think that you know? For instance, if I go to the nursing school, anybody can go to the nursing school, but how do we know that they are versed in nursing? They do a test.
Brother, no need to go far. John chapter 20. The first time the apostles or the disciples gathered in a room, Christ appeared before them. Thomas was not there. So they went and told Thomas. Thomas said he will never believe until he puts his hand inside the hole in Christ's hand and the wound in his side. A week later, they gathered again and Christ was there. And Christ himself said, "Oh yeah, come and put your hand inside my hole." Yeah. And only then did...
Was it counted to him as righteousness?
We don't care about whether it was counted to him as righteousness or not. It was proof. If Christ can show proof, why do you people... Hold on. You see, my problem with religious people is they always use emotional blackmail to cloud judgment. Let me break this down to you. Does God exist? You would expect them to bring proof. What they'll say is, they'll quote the Bible and say, the Bible says only a fool will say there is no God. So if you are trying to question the existence of God, automatically you are a fool. The Bible, inside the Bible, said the Bible was inspired by God. 2 Timothy. Scholars look at the book of 2 Timothy. Majority of scholars look at 2 Timothy as a forgery. How can the part of the Bible that we are worried about the most as being inaccurate be the proof that the Bible was inspired by God?
Daddy Freeze.
Look at what this gentleman was saying now. He came with an emotional charade. When you go and meet scientists and you say, what led to the Big Bang? Some scientists will tell you they don't know. They are not going to tell you you're a fool not to believe in the Big Bang. Sometimes they tell you they don't know. These are scientists who actually know a lot. They'll say, this I don't know. When you go to a hospital, if you have a tummy ache, you understand, a GP will refer you to a specialized doctor, they find out that what you have is cancer, you're going to be referred to an oncologist. Why didn't the first GP, why didn't he just continue treating you? It gets to a point he doesn't know. If it's kidney issues, they refer you to somebody who knows better. In science, there are always branches of knowledge. But you see, religious people, they know everything. And once you don't agree with that knowledge that they have, you either are a fool, you don't believe the Bible is real, and all the other mental, how do they put it, they hurl at you because you have chosen not to accept absurdity and ambiguity as fact.
Religious people, I just want to put this. Religious people, I feel like they like to use the book to prove that the book is saying the truth, or they like to use the book as the evidence of what
Of the book.
For example, if I ask Daily Sings now that does gravity exist, he will say yes. But is physics textbook the evidence that gravity exists, or the fact that you can observe gravity?
God bless you.
So you have to do is jump up. If the book says, oh, the earth was created in 5 days or 7 days, does the evidence that we are seeing actually does it
Correlate.
that support that? So that's my issue. You guys take the book and you believe the book is the evidence of what the book is saying, and when you cannot observe it in real life. So that's just my issue.
Let me quickly hold you on this thing that you just said. Let's have some definition of terms.
Okay.
You were referring to some people as religious people, and you did mention my name. Am I one of those you are referring to as religious people?
Of course, you are like the ringleader.
Yeah.
Dele.
I've not met you before.
Ìwọ lọ̀gá wọn.
I've not met you before, but I think
I've met you before. We've spoken before. You spoke about attending winners and something.
No, I never attended winners.
You weren't the
Dele, not be everybody be like you, no dragger mentor.
I'm not the one. So what I think is this, right? Something I wanted to say just before you said that was, I also need religious people to know. I used to be religious once. Everything in the Bible.
Who are these? Can we have that definition of term?
My brother, it's very simple. This is what I consider as a religious person. If I meet you and I tell you to tell me the proof of God and you refer to a book, I consider you a religious person. It's just as simple, right? Because like my brother said, if we're going to talk about gravity, all you have to do is jump up, and the moment you hit the ground, you know that gravity exists. You don't want to jump from a high building. You don't fall up, you fall down. Gravity is there.
Religious people fall up.
You don't need to read anything, right? But if we're having a conversation about logic, where Danny Fraser says something along the lines of Genesis 1 and 2 do not correlate, because number one, the whole idea and concept of day is as a result of one daylight and one nighttime, which the sun has a cycle, the moon has a cycle. So how is it that time was able to be counted without that? And how is it that the photosynthesis can exist without light that has not even been created, which is the sun? So the moment I ask that question to somebody, and their initial response is, you cannot know everything, the Bible is right and all of that, you're already religious. You're coming from a place of dogma. But you can also be someone that goes to a church and actually trigger and feel like, you know what, there are some things here that do not necessarily add up, right? So I can talk to you about a lot of things inside the Bible that quotes in any Bible verse. I won't say anything about the Bible, but I can tell you about Jesus Christ without saying anything about the Bible. I'm not going to go into John said this. I'm not going to go into Peter said this. I'll give you a very simple example. When people are talking about polygamy or before you get married, not having sex, I don't need a book to tell me that having unprotected sex with random people can be dangerous. You can get diseases. Even science basically I can explain that to a 5-year-old. I don't need a book that is shrouding that in fear to be able to explain that. I don't need to explain how brutally eating too much is a sin. I don't need to call it a sin. I just need to let you know that type 2 diabetes is something that is real if you continue to eat uncontrollably. Right? These are facts. These are not things that you need to shroud with a book. These are not things that you have to quote anything for. Right? I can have all of these conversations right now. Like I said, I've read the Bible. I know about everything the Bible says. I can tell you everything that is in that book without necessarily mentioning the book. I can literally explain everything about the Bible using things on a day-to-day basis. But you know one thing that religious people cannot do? They cannot use their day-to-day lives to explain that book that they quote-unquote understand so much. They always have to go back to it. My question is this. If your teacher has taken you through a course in school and in class, when you are writing an exam, is it not incumbent upon you that you take what your teacher has said, digest it properly, and be able to explain it in your words? Or most of the religious people I know cannot explain the Bible in their own words. They still have to go to this. They don't even have an experiential perspective of it. It's just they're just saying a bunch of things. I'll give you another example of a lot of things that are negatory with the whole concept of the Bible that can be questions. And I'm not saying that the answers to it are this or that. I'm just saying that there are questions to it. For instance, my brother up there was a friend of mine during the COVID pandemic, right? Yeah. Her mother, when she has a headache, every time, you know, when I'm talking to her, mother has a headache and she's going to say, when they say she should use a medicine, she'll say, no, Jesus will heal the headache and all of that. When COVID shot came out, this woman collected the shot, the first one, the second one, the booster, and the booster after the booster. And I asked her, I said, what happened to the idea of mommy always saying that God is going to heal her headache with COVID, right? Because what I realized is most people's belief only is allowed to a point of convenience. Then another question I had that I told her, I said is, for everybody that are saying that Adam and Eve is the history of the world, let me ask you a question. When they wanted to create the vaccine, they had to go with theory of evolution. That is why they test your vaccines on smaller animals, then the chimpanzee, and all these primates that are within the same DNA class as you before they give it to you. So medically, with all the vaccines that you are giving your children, polio and all of that, it is by the assumption of the theory of evolution that it has been created. Which vaccine, which technological advancement has been created with the assumption of God created man and woman? Which one of them? So the point I'm trying to make is this.
Why would you say that everything comes from God, Daily? Can you prove it to us? You are saying it with confidence. We don't need you to say it confidently. We need you to prove it to us.
That is exactly what he said. It's just something that he says.
I just want to be sure. I'm talking. My brother with dread, you're talking very intelligently. But I also want to be sure I'm talking with some group of Christians. And if
I'm sorry, I'm not a Christian, so yeah, you might not have to respond to me. I'm not a Christian. I'm a knowledge seeker. There's a difference. And if you follow that Bible that you're talking about, and if you're a Christian, God says seek. Not when he was saying seek and you will find, it's not food he said you should seek, it's knowledge he was saying. And he also said a lot of people perish because of what? Lack
of knowledge.
So that's just the thing. So if your Christianity is solidified in some ignorance and your inability to be able to scrutinize even what is inside the book. And bro, let me tell you something. You cannot imagine anything that is above your intelligence. The only reason I'm questioning the Bible is because that your God put a brain in my head to be able to question it. So if you have a problem with this, you have to go to the manufacturer. I didn't create myself. By your account, God created me. So if I'm questioning all of these things, when you are praying this night, ask God that idiot boy that had dreams. Why do you create? What is inside him? What did you put inside those kind of people that are asking such questions? So this is a manufacturer problem. But if you are looking for a Christian to talk to this about, I am not, because even if I now go to my ancestors were not Christians. This was a religion that was given to me that was used to enslave me. So there are so many angles I can come at this from that I can use in differentiating myself from this. I don't want it. It's for you. Me, I'm not a slave anymore, and my ancestors are not slaves anymore. So I'm not going to take on the culture and the tradition, the ideologies and the idiosyncrasy of people who came to rape, pillage, kill, and steal from my people. So I can understand if you don't want to respond to me. Me, I'm not. Maybe that if he's a Christian, probably, but me, I'm not. So I'll just leave it there. Since you're looking for Christians to talk to. But is that not what you guys do in church? What are you doing online? Stay in church, man. You guys should do all those things.
When you want to feel form, for instance, now I'm just curious, is it others you think? Or you think?
Why is this important? As in,
Wait, which form? Which kind of form? I live in a developed country. Then you don't. I live in a developed country. I don't understand which kind of form. What's the?
Alemanja couple do you? Una they make brain pain person. What? As in, I was expecting to ask something valuable. Which one is where do you feel?
Wait now, Daddy Freeze, wait now. This laugh now, not good. Of course, I know that you don't get people intimidated on your page, anyways. I'm not.
No, but as in what? As in of all the questions to ask daily, what is the value of this thing that you asked?
Somebody had just said that he's not a Christian, and out of curiosity, I just asked that when you have an application to do or you have a form to fill, what do you think? Is it Christian?
I understand where Dele is coming from, because in Nigeria they will ask you.
Okay, so no, we don't have such things where I am.
They ask everything and they will ask you if you are comfortable to answer that question or not.
Bro, what you just said right now is an ignorant thing to say. Like, how do you know what is happening in the whole world? Jesus Christ. How do you know?
Somebody said Dele is a discovery. Dele kí ló ṣe fáwọn èèyàn torí Ọlọ́run. Ta ló ṣe báyìí? Kí lèèyàn sọ báyìí?
My guy, how do you think community will just talk now? Say you knew, say that they don't for the whole world. How?
Okay. Curiosity made him ask. Let's just believe that Dele is our guy. He just asked out of curiosity. Abi Dele?
No, that is his curiosity was when he asked. But when he made the assertion that they do that in the whole world, that's not curiosity anymore. That is him making a point.
Dele, you are hard to defend. True.
You can't say something like that. You can ask that in your part of the world, is that done? It's not. You can't just open your mouth. Sorry, go ahead. I don't want to sound. I apologize. I don't want to sound.
I appreciate the fact that you're not using vulgar words like my friend John we do if he was the one talking anyway.
No. We won't use vulgar words. There's no need for that.
Yeah. That shows that you have some level of intelligence that I also covet, but not to the extent of discarding the existence of God, not to the extent of watering down the place of the authenticity of God's power, of what God is capable of doing.
Can you prove God's power on this call right now? Can you prove God's power on this call?
Just asked question from the other guy and said, look at this thing, it is 5. Can you divide it into 3? You know, and I have to wonder that is this not almost the same thing, the same test that Jesus was put through on the in the wilderness when it was, if you're truly the child of God, can you turn this stone to bread? Oh yeah, Satan took him to the highest mountain and said, yeah, jump, when you were talking about
you are quoting Matthew chapter 4, Dele. And I want to ask you, of what relevance is this thing you are saying? Imagine these people that you are talking to are atheists. Imagine they are atheists. They want to believe in God. Dele, you have done a very poor job of bringing them to God. Why does Christianity concentrate on taking care of the ones that are already saved? Why are you not trying to save new people?
That is, we need real Christians. I know Christians are like that, and I can be that kind of Christian in 2 seconds, like preach talking about. But bro, we need to. This is what I would ask, right, bro?
Are there real Christians? Are there real Christians?
Oh, yeah,
of course, they are real Christians.
There are people that I've met that when they are talking, I feel like if they are real Christians, that would be it. I personally have termed them real Christians. And there's also people who
are these real Christians?
You are not one of them, Dele, don't worry.
Yeah, so real Christians are people who are...
I'm not trying to fit myself into the image of who you describe as a real Christian.
That's fine.
I want to know the context of who you refer to as real Christians.
Good.
Because
A
I'm
lot of
surprised that you will say that there are some people that are real Christians.
yes.
Talking about
Yes.
religious people, talking about why, if you know that they are real Christians, why have you not decided not to be one of those real Christians? Or you
Dele
want to
tún
refer
gbé
to yourself?
ẹwú tán mi ní
My
ọgbẹ́
brother,
ọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
you're making a lot of good points and then you deviate it.
I swear.
Okay.
Wà á dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀, wà á dẹ̀ yà. Délé ta ló ṣe léyìí sí ẹ? How do you start well? Then you just take a corner.
You did a great job there.
No, you know that they are real Christians, but you've been talking here since saying
Yeah.
that there are some people, they are religious people. Now I want to know who are these people that
And let me answer you now. Yes,
Go ahead.
Christianity is not a religion.
Yes.
It's a way of being. It's a bunch of practices. It's a way of life. It's a process, and it has different levels to it. And it is not necessarily encoded in just reading the Bible and your ability to quote it. No. One of the most important pieces about Jesus Christ for me was he did not label himself anything. People labeled him. And that is
He
the
was not a
essence of-
Christian, Dele. I hope you know.
Yeah. That
Neither was
the
Abraham.
essence of any-
There's no way Jesus will have been a Christian.
What about Abraham?
It is his way of life.
Was
That's
Abraham a
so that
Christian?
some people were behaving like
Was Abraham a Christian,
So-
Dele?
before Jesus came after Abraham. Of course, we know about that.
Okay.
But the things Abraham did was accounted to him as righteousness because he believed God. The Bible says Abraham.
Once again, you are quoting the words of Paul as an authority. You are not quoting anything else but Pauline dictates. And there are many things that Paul did not have the authority to
And we are
teach.
supposed to take it out of the Bible.
Do you have a Bible with you?
I do.
Not you, Dele. I want Dele to read this to me. And I want you to tell me if it still has any place.
I don't have my laptop here. I don't have my laptop.
Okay, can anybody read it for me?
Christian. I have a Bible. You that you're a Christian, you don't have an actual Bible. And we that we are getting we have a Bible.
You don't know where I am. I have
Anywhere I am, I have Bible on my phone.
You don't know where I am.
Daily, anywhere I am, no matter the time of the day or night, I have Bible on my
Carry the
phone.
word of the Lord on your heart. That's what this book said. Every time, anywhere you are, it should be your armor and your shield. Baba, can enter Christian mode for you. You gonna say.
You gonna say.
We read the book.
You gonna say shoe get size.
I'm not here to be
Baba.
in Christian mood with you. What I'm saying.
No, there's not me. I don't even need to. I don't need to. Daddy Freeze, where do you want us to read?
I want you to read Ephesians
That doesn't
chapter
make you not a
6.
Christian, you're right.
Ephesians chapter 6 verse 5. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 5.
Please obey your earthly masters with respect and fear, and with sincerity of heart, just as we obey Christ.
Slaves, obey your earthly masters. That was the same Paul that said that. So let me ask you, does that part belong in modern Christianity, Dele?
Of course, we know that slavery has been abolished.
Okay, good. So should we cut it out of the Bible or should we keep it there?
Just like you said, when it comes to interpretation of the Bible,
There's nothing like interpretation. It was written, it's clear. This is clear. We know where there's interpretation issues. This is not one of those things. There's no ambiguity here.
there are more clearer ones that you have argued not to have happened, or they were not well interpreted as it was written directly. Or you said, oh, how can your pastors interpret this just directly as it was written? Or it's never happened. Esther's story never happened. If you say that one never happened, how come you now say when he is now talking about that slave there? How can we be sure he is talking about slave like somebody is?
He used the Greek word doulos, and Greek word doulos means slave, not servant. Doulos means slave. Doulos means slave. Why are you negotiating?
It's your job now. It's now your job to be explaining what the Bible meant. You now have a translation for it. We now have to go into, because God is a God of confusion. So we now have to start wondering what the book said. Bro, you see why I'm saying that there's a sense of, we know Christians and we know people who were passed on this by their culture or their parents and stuff like that. There's a huge difference. If I asked you right now about even the history of the Bible, I am very sure you don't know it.
Dele, are you a Pentecostal, Dele?
There's just a lot of issues.
Dele,
You have been speaking most intelligently. You are one of those I've seen on Daddy Freeze's live that are speaking intelligently, but it's most surprising to me for you to be very certain that you don't know it when you haven't put that knowledge to test. You said, I am very sure you don't know it.
I am very sure I can tell. No, Baba, we don't need to go far. I'll ask you right now. You don't know it. Okay, please tell me the history of the Bible and the compilation. Baba, tell me about the canonization of the Bible. Tell me. It's not, Baba, this is a fact. I'm asking you a question.
okay, prove him wrong by answering him.
You don't know. You cannot answer that question. You can't.
There are questions that Jesus were asked and he chose not to answer.
Ibola to de. Ibola to jasi by Dele.
They asked Jesus some questions, and that man asked Jesus, he said, are you truly the Son of God? Are you truly the King of Jews? He said, you said it. So in this case, I've chosen to be like Jesus. I don't want to answer your question.
Your job is to come here and gaslight. Let me tell you why you're gaslighting. You started with, I made an assertion that you don't know, and that makes it wrong. I agree. But you have now made it right because I have proven that you truly cannot answer those questions, right? If you accuse me of something and then you are trying to cover your tracks. I've said it emphatically, and I'm going to say it again. You don't know anything about that. And for you to now prove that you know something about that, you should have said, okay, ask me a question. And I've asked you a question. And now you are saying that you are going to be Christ-like. My brother, you're not Christ-like. It's because you don't know. And that is the basis of
ignorance is not Christ-like.
Ignorance. Because you are very arrogant. You are very arrogant and without clarity. I have one question for Brad. It won't help us.
I earlier said that you don't use strong words, but you're deviating to using those words now.
Okay, make una gentle with Dele. Dele don't date this Christianity long time.
My brother, ignorance is not a strong word. It's a statement of facts. It's not a strong word.
You are very arrogant.
Yes.
Because you have refused to answer him.
Yeah, because I refuse to answer. Like, I'm not insulting you. I'm saying it is evident on this live show. You have said I made an assertion, and I was able to break it down for you and say, answer my question to prove that. But you just prove. You said, yeah, you know inside your mind, say you don't know those things. More just leave it like that. You know. You say you want to be Christ-like.
You are not inside my mind. You are not inside my mind. And just like somebody told me, you're tired. I said, by mere looking at me, you can't tell me if I'm tired. I'm the one that can tell you if I'm tired or not. So
okay.
The history.
My brother, you are here to drain my own energy. So I'll leave my other brother to talk to you. You are not here to have any kind of. You're not here to have any kind of
conversation.
No, not intellectual conversation.
You've done amazingly well. Bradley, I don't know where to start. Because everyone have asked the
Dele is somebody that me I love. Dele cannot offend me in this life because I too like him. Now my brother, but I know his limitations.
He has limitations, obvious.
Can I ask a question? Do you think
you assume my limitations?
No, I know them. Because you have the right to prove us right or wrong. If we make an assumption, we have made assumptions. Yeah, you are right. Prove us wrong. It's not that hard.
I will let you have the assumption until the day I choose to prove either wrong or right. On to you, my
Try and buy some time. No worry. I understand that strategy. So you can see who you can get, who you can come with and sway.
So one simple question though.
There is something I believe. Excuse me, sir. I believe in the potency of the power of God. I have seen God wrought miracles in dimensions.
Okay, can you do a miracle for us right now?
I've seen God done many things in my life, in people's life. Testimonies are abound everywhere.
Nathaniel Bassi came and said that his wife had miscarriage. He could not pray for her.
There is no way we allow intellectuals now water down the power of God, the potency in the name of Jesus.
But again, you are an intellectual as well. You literally have degrees in analytical chemistry.
That is limited to the power of God. I will not. Wow. Yes. I cannot say I have master, I have this, so I will not say God cannot do this thing, God cannot do this thing. When I've seen God eat cancer, when I've seen God raise dead, when I've
Dele. There is God. Where do you see it? Oh, they raise Mubad. They are seeing it inside Pentecostal skit. Come on, show Pentecostal skit. Eh?
Daddy Freeze, I'm just having a scan through this through the comment section. Are we recruiting some people here to be talking against the power of God?
Daily, we are not. We are just recruiting ourselves to have sense.
Daddy Freeze, please, can we pivot the conversation to like something that we can all learn from? Because I know that you're very vast in the knowledge of the Bible and things like that, and a lot of the misconceptions, right? I would like to, if it's possible, talk about some of those things. Let us share.
Because me, I'm even tired. I want to go to bed. I just cannot believe that Dele is doing this to us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not. We're not, because there's just. I'm losing brain cells. I'm very honest. I just have one question for Bradley though, which is, do you take the whole Bible literally, like word for word? What it says is what it is, literal. Like, do you take it that way?
Since I've been coming to this life, one of those people that have said something that really touched me is this my older brother. For you to have said you are losing brain cells just by listening to me or by having this conversation, it really touched me, and I'm serious about it. If this conversation is not profiting you in any way, there are things you say, I might argue it, but I go back to learn. And if I'm wrong in any way, Daddy Freeze will agree with me. I will come back some other time and I'll say, oh, there was a time I said this, and this is it. If you are losing brain cells, maybe I will not come to life when you're on this life. But
yeah, bro, that's absolutely your decision, bro. Blackmailing and gaslighting does not it doesn't work.
Nothing will change.
All those ones that you're saying, but Baba, I don't need your beliefs to change, but I'm hoping that we can have a progressive conversation we can learn from. There's a lot of Christians on here, so you don't need to do this gaslighting and blackmailing stuff every time. He asked you an actual question, and instead of him to answer the question, you deviated to me. Baba, they ask you questions, you're not answering.
I will usually not.
Okay, then if we're not supposed to have conversations with you, then jump off so that people can have conversations and we can learn from. We are throwing questions. You are throwing questions at us. We are answering, but we're asking questions you don't want to answer, and then you are doing all of these things. It's exhausting, my G.
You can have a conversation where you have some brain cells that that grows.
Yeah, bro,
Thank
have
you
a
very
good
much.
one. Have a
I
good
really
one.
do
Yeah, have a
appreciate
good
it.
one.
Dele, I don't want you
Dele,
to
have a
go.
good one.
Dele, I don't want you to go. Dele, you are my brother. But Dele, you cannot gaslight. It's not fair. No, don't remove Dele. Dele,
Stop that use of word. You are not talking to a child.
Dele.
My brother, those are all personal things. So you're feeling, those are your feelings. So you don't concern me. If your feelings cannot, if you can't manage your feelings, don't come on live shows. People will question you. People ask you questions. People will disagree with you, right? So all those things are your feelings. Whether you feel you're a child or you're not a child, doesn't concern me.
Nobody.
All right. So
anything, but you have
so
to,
like I said.
You have to be conscious.
I'm not conscious of anything. Just the same way you don't have to answer what I say. The same way I don't care about how you feel. I'm gonna say what I need to say. I don't.
Words.
My brother, I'm not conscious of anything. You don't concern me. My brother, it's none of my business. My brother, it's none of my business. It's not my business. It's none of my business, bro. You can say what you want. I can say what I want to. We're on a public platform. All right, keep your feelings at bay. It's not a big deal. You're gonna go places. If you don't want to be scrutinized, don't come where there's a lot of people. There are 300 people.
I come here every day and people scrutinize, but they don't use such words like "I'm losing brain."
What words? I already.
Dele, okay, I want you to engage him. All right, no insults. No insults. Can we engage each other? Dele, if he asks you a question, don't try to gaslight. You know, when you say, oh, I choose not to answer this, you cannot choose not to answer a question. If you throw a question at him, he must answer. If he throws a question at you, you must answer. In the meantime, pop my money gun, guys. Come and pop my money gun. Come, I never see suya today. Oh, I want chop suya. Comment section day on. Everybody just be happy. Oh yeah. Who's buying my suya?
Let us engage and have a conversation.
While they are engaging and having conversation, I want to eat suya.
We've been asking you questions. You have been debating and you are not answering. You are not answering.
Oh yeah, Dele ma binu.
You are not answering now.
No, Baba, no face. I just say.
Everybody go just the best. Now, wow. Baba, I'm going to ask you a question, me answer now. If you don't want to answer, make me, so that we go fit talk other things. Because after they ask you a question, you know, now only you get opposing view for here. So with the ask you question, you know, the answer, they tell us so many other things. You are going on the personal things that we've said. It's not allowing for us to have a good conversation. We are starting, we are stopping. We're starting, we are stopping.
Oluwa.he, pop my money gun.
I can say something and then we can go back and forth.
Where's Jess?
I'm saying that I'm on this live, I cannot make you answer any question and anything like that. Then let's lock up and move on. Then there's no point in having a conversation, my bro.
Yes, you could have just said that without saying that you are losing brain.
My brother, I've said that over 700,000 times. And when I said losing brain cells, you assumed I was talking to you. I just said by being on this live, I'm losing brain cells. You could have been.
He was even yapping me, sir.
My other brother. I did not put it at you. I didn't talk to you. You were the one that drew the fire to yourself and assumed that it was because of what you were saying that I said I was losing brain cells. I didn't talk. I didn't say that to you. I just said I'm losing brain cells. There was a time I thought that if you owes me 20 minutes of my time back, you were not here. So you can just drag the fire.
Oluwa.he, popping my money gun. Shit.
So bro, don't be upset. I wasn't talking to you.
Okay, please, no insults. Dele is my brother. I love him very much. We disagree a lot on religious topics. I know Dele can be very dogmatic and it stresses me out. But he's still my brother and I will not want him to be offended. So Dele ma binu shotigbo.
Of course,
okay, but that is for the conversation to go on, you have to moderate a bit because
okay, so let's go to our moderation, and this is the reason why, because we started with religion, we're ending it very soon anyway. The reason is 4,000 people, 4,000 young girls every week are contracting HIV. 4,000 young ladies are contracting HIV every week in sub-Saharan Africa.
That's mental.
We have 10 churches on every street. Somebody was saying the other day that Christianity and church does not bring prosperity. My beauty does not bring prosperity. My argument is if it doesn't bring prosperity, can we point to what it brings? Because if 4,000 girls in sub-Saharan Africa with 5 churches on every street are still contracting HIV every single week, what is then the use of this religion? Because it's not making us more moral, it's not making us more wealthy. Statistics just announced that Nigeria has one of the lowest life expectancy rates. It's not even making us live longer. It's not giving us more love. We don't love each other. So Dele, please, maybe the people here can come up with a proper argument that what is really the benefit of this religion?
Thank you so very much, Daddy Freeze. I understand that one of the biggest churches in Nigeria has a vision of having a church in 5 minutes walk apart, and yet we are still talking about poverty in Nigeria. We are still talking about lack of love in Nigeria compared to other developed countries where we don't even have this number of churches. We're still talking about the rate of infection of HIV in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole, despite being what we call as religious. It speaks of to the fact that most people attend church not because they are really transformed. Most people go to church because they just want to be associated with.
Now, whose fault is that? Is that the people's fault or the church's fault?
Yes, the pastors have not stopped preaching, and of course, I'm not coming on this live to say that all of the 100% of pastors we have in Africa are preaching the right words. There are some of these pastors that even me, I send their videos to you at times and say that what is this one saying? And it seems to me that there are many of such churches, there are many of such pastors.
I want you to read Acts chapter 4 verse 32. My dear brother, Acts chapter 4 verse 32. I want to bring the church conversation into this. This is something that happened in the early church. Just read from verse 32.
Okay. All the believers were one in heart and mind. No one claimed that any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything they had.
Continue reading.
The full chapter. Okay. Hold on. Okay. All the believers were one in heart and mind. No one claimed that any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything they had. With great power, the apostles continued to testify to the resurrection of the Lord Jesus, of the Lord Yahushua. And God's grace was so powerful at work in them all, that there were no needy persons among them. For from time to time, those who owned lands and houses sold them, brought the money from the sales, and put it at the apostles' feet, and it was distributed to anyone who had need.
So stop. The Bible, with all clarity, says among the body of believers 2,000 years ago, there was no needy person. Do you believe in this Bible verse, Dele?
Yes, definitely, I do believe.
How come in a country like Nigeria, with 10 churches on every street, if you want to find needy people, go to church? How come what the apostles were able to achieve 2,000 years ago, the Nigerian church, with every church within a 5-minute walk, has been unable to achieve? Help me answer this.
Yes, thank you very much once again. I know that this word is real, is in the Bible, and it did happen in those times. Whether or not it's happening now is subject to personal experience. I myself I've been blessed in church. Church people have gathered and helped me to the tune of millions of naira when I needed it. And it happened in my own local assembly. That is where I attend. If it is happening in other assemblies or not, I cannot particularly say because I do not attend those places.
Daily, the Bible says, with all clarity, no ambiguity, there was no needy person.
That is the expectation. That is what.
That's not the expectation. So, okay, so that means the Bible is a lie
That
now.
phrase. That
No,
phrase.
you don't get what I'm saying. I'm not arguing what you are saying or what has been read. That they were in one accord and they were sharing things, right? Things were being shared. They brought it. This one said this one. This one said this one, and there was no dichotomy. Maybe this one is richer than this. This one is richer than this. That is the word of God. I'm saying that in my own local assembly, they do buy things for people that were unable to feed themselves. People that were
In your local assembly, can you brag that there was no needy person? The church was able to do this under the disciples 2,000 years ago. In your local assembly, because I know the church you attended, and I know that I attended it at a point in my life, and I know it was full of poor people. There were many poor people there.
What you now refer to as poor people, I cannot define it, but the church I attended
Dele,
when I
you
was in
always
Nigeria
shift the goalpost. It frustrates me.
I'm not. Let me finish now.
Okay.
The church I attended in Nigeria was House on the Rock, Ibadan.
So you want to tell me that House on the Rock, Ibadan did not have a single poor person?
When you come forward to say that, look at what I'm going through, I need this, I need this, there is no way you will not receive assistance. There is no way. There is no way.
That is phrase.
And the church I'm attending here, I'm sorry, sir.
No, finish. Yeah.
The church I'm attending here, it is Winners Chapel International, WCI. When I needed help most in my life, and it matters to me, everybody gathered and said no. And I've only been in the church for 2 weeks. So there's no amount of word anybody will say on this
God.
that will make me leave.
With this thing you just said, in marketing, there's something they call what is this thing called again? Lead magnets. You said you were just there for 2 weeks and they did that for you. That's what I can call lead magnet. You know, when you get someone in with a free gift for them to be able to stay for longer, so you can get more from them. So don't you think
if that is what you call it, I don't know, because the situation I wasn't the only Christian that was in that situation. So that means other people were going to other churches.
Yeah, please, I wanna get an opportunity to get my own here. All
right, please go ahead.
I have a fairly different perspective to all this. And that the phrase, I would say that the responsibility or the honors to govern the morality of a nation, even though I'm non-religious, I would say it's not to religious people. So I personally, in my own view, do not see a direct correlation between the amount of churches and the morality of the people, which can be a subtext to the whole HIV thing, right? So personally, I can understand where we're trying to draw that connection, but I don't necessarily see it, because there's an assumption that morality starts with religion. I think that morality has existed long before religion and will also continue to exist after religion. I think that what is happening is there's been a consistent breakdown in the responsibility that we hold as a community towards the things that are happening within that community, right? And also, all the people that are supposed to be role models for us have now become people who are doing the things that some of these kids are doing. There's a lot of our aunties right now. There used to be a time where it used to be our mothers that tell us to get away from the
from the computer, to get away from our cell phones and all of that. But all of them too are on TikTok right now, doing the same thing that young people are doing. If you look at our society and our communities, all of the women that are leading in our communities on social media, on the internet, who are they? What are they? Are these women that are married? Are they young women who are holding up the responsibilities of women in the community as prescribed by our ancestors and by our forefathers? The answer you're going to get is no, right? So we've seen viral videos of all of these older women talking about, if a man does not pay you this, don't sleep with him. If you notice, our community has seriously been sexualized in so many negative ways. And all of the pillars of our community that we're supposed to be looking up to have also, over a period of time, sold us unbridled materialism and hypersexualization in so many ways, shapes, and forms. So I feel like that is the core of this problem that we're experiencing right now, because there's no morality anymore. Right now, you are going to find a person who is talking openly, a young girl that is talking openly about sexual immoralities and things like that. But as long as she has 200,000 followers, right, it's okay. If she had only 1,000 followers, then we can chastise her. But as long as she has 200,000 followers, anybody that says anything to correct that behavior is now a hater, right? And they have a lot of followers that are willing and ready to attack that person, right? So what has now happened is that we don't have any kind of, for lack of a better word, we don't have enough good fighting the bad in our community anymore, because the voices of the good has been strangled so much that nobody wants to hear it anymore, right? So what has now happened is we have a society that is hyper into sexual immoralities, right? That is hyper into those things. And then the thing is, whether you like it or not, I personally, even though I'm in no
Oluoji, thank you so much. Continue.
I cannot draw the contrast. I cannot draw the overlap with religion or anything here. I think that this is a societal challenge, and we have to treat it as such. Now, that is, we can now talk about the immoralities that can actually exist in these churches too, right?
Let me explain something to you. Why did I bring religion into the conversation? Because the primary message of religion is repentance. More than anything else,
yes.
It is repentance.
Yes.
And to make heaven, you cannot be sinful.
Yes.
You understand? The Bible very clearly in Galatians chapter 5 says, among the many things that will prevent you from entering heaven, a lot of things were listed. You understand? So if the Bible is really preaching the truth about Christianity, don't you think that by now there should be some correlation between increase in the number of churches and increase in morality?
Yes.
Is it too much for me to ask that there should be this visible correlation?
No,
if we have 5 churches on every street, he said the church is building, they're building churches every 5 minutes. How come our morality is not rising? How come people are not giving their lives to Christ, quote and unquote, and repenting? How come in Netherlands, where they are primarily irreligious, they are closing down prisons? Netherlands closed down 13 prisons because of the lack of prisoners that they have there. How come Netherlands, where prostitution is legal, does not have the percentage of paternal fraud that Nigeria has, despite all our churches? There must be some correlation. It is impossible that... Yeah.
That is, can I ask you a question? And I'm going to put just a warning, I'm putting you on the spot right now. That is, please, can you tell me one... it's going to be too much because you might need to... That is, can you tell me one church in Nigeria that you know that has a large following, that you can hit your chest and say, I will go to bat for them, that the head of that church is expressing what is in the Bible properly. And I'm talking about the church is not a place where they are. That is, let me tell you one thing, right?
None. I don't
Nigeria,
believe any Nigerian church does that.
Right? That is, do you know that everything that happened to Jesus Christ, there was only one place where he got angry, when they were doing business in the house of God. That's the only place that Jesus lost it and was like, you know what? I'm going to get into my human behavior and my emotions, and I'm going to destroy everything. That is, do you know that is the one thing that every church is doing right now? It has become a place of receiving, taking, changes being exchanged, and all of those things. So the point I'm trying to make is,
I want to correct you. There were 2 places in the Bible where Christ was angry.
Oh, sure.
The second place was at the fig tree, who produced no fruit.
Yes. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
Those 2 things,
Thank you.
fruitlessness, which is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
There's no fruit of the church. We cannot say that since we had more churches, we have an improvement in any aspect of life. So the curse of the fig tree is upon Nigeria because the church is as fruitless as the fig tree. 1. And the second thing is, back to the same thing that Christ was angry about, the buying and selling in the church.
Selling in the house of God. Yeah. And if you notice, that's what all the churches are doing right now. So the point I'm trying to make is that there are no true representations of what that is. You know what? I'm going to pretend like I'm an actual Christian right now. Right? Let's assume I'm. If I'm saying this, I'm going to tell you that I don't see any actual representation of what Christ taught in any pastor or any church in Nigeria.
And I agree with you 100%.
The concept of Christ was not in convergence, but carrying the word in your heart anywhere you go. So it was not about coming together in Shiloh or in a big space. It was never about that, right? And that is why it says that when 2 or 3 are gathered, there I am in their midst. Not because of the physical environment, or not because of the convergence of the people, but because they are carrying something that is Christ-like in their heart and they're converging for a fellowship, right? That is 1. That is 2 is, there was a man that when Jesus was putting together his disciples, right, came to him and wanted to be a disciple, and the guy said that his father just died, and Christ said, he said he was going to go bury his father.
So let the dead bury the dead.
Let the dead bury the dead. That is indicative of when you are going to follow Christ, you are going to leave everything, no matter how important, both physically, mentally, psychologically, and materially, for you to be able to follow Christ. You have to do that. You cannot do that. You cannot be a disciple of Christ. You cannot come with Jesus Christ and go and fish for people without abandoning all of those things. How many people are actually practicing that right now? One of the things that I need everybody to know is this. Christianity, the way it's supposed to work, cannot work that way in a place like Nigeria. And I'll tell you why. It was not brought, Christianity for everybody else, when Jesus came and the way it was taught, was for liberation. But the way it was taught to us was for enslavement. I need everybody to understand that. Right? So Christianity in itself, I'm not going to say it's a challenge. I'm just saying the way it was passed down to us. There was a goal in mind in how it was passed down to us. And there was a goal in mind in how it was passed down to other people. It was supposed to be liberational. It was supposed to open their minds. It was supposed to connect them to God directly without the use of their small gods and things like that. But for us, it was supposed to be enslaving. And that is why you would realize that the leaders of churches in Nigeria have some kind of shepherd and herd relationship with people that follow them. Because if you notice, people are giving more attention to their daddy geos before they give credence to Jesus Christ. They care more about their pastors before. Sir, your camera is I think you want to mute yourself, but you turned your camera off so we can hear you, but we can't see you, Mr. Dele. So if you notice, what is going on is that they have removed Christ from that entirely, and that the geo is more important. So it's almost as if they are serving a small god. They are serving an idol, which is something that we have been told not to do. And you will notice that everybody is acting like that's their idol. They cannot go beyond the intelligence and the capacity of that idol because they are not connecting with the divine anymore. So you cannot expect that those behaviors, that those what what has been taught to them by their idols is going to sustain them and essentially, as a country, allow us to have a very structured and sensible moral standing. Because that the truth is, our religious leaders are sitting down with our politicians. Not, like literally, when it is time for elections, what happens? One of the things they do is they go through the churches, they go to redemption camps, they go to all of these places, and they also go to our mosques, they go to the marketplaces and things like that. So they are in cahoots. They are doing business together. These are not two different entities. The church and the state are not separate.
When you left Nigeria, sorry, I understand what you are saying. Dele, when you left Nigeria, why did you leave House on the Rock? Isn't there House on the Rock in London?
I think it's attending to something else. You're rocking on the London. But I didn't first live in London when I came into the UK.
Oh my God.
It's not funny now. What is funny that if you
Oh, bro, I'm not laughing at you. I'm saying something else. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm saying if I'm 6 hours away from London, then why should I be when I have a church around me here? So that's just the most simple answer. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Just to cross check. That's all.
Papa want need me. You want need me for something. Thank God, I never fall inside that faculty. Baba don't dare faculty for me.
That's Daddy Freeze.
Yes.
If we don't see that the free scalp, if you don't see that hand.
But today now I know say people like Dele for my life. When Agod went for him, everybody came and defended Dele. They said Dele they talk nonsense, but me they know they rude to him.
So Daddy Freeze, the responsibility of all of this stuff and morality, I'm even going to hold people like you more responsible. People like you guys who are, who have the minds of the younger people. I'm going to hold the bloggers responsible before I go to the church. Because I feel like there are certain things that if we talk about it right now, I'm going to go to religion directly. But with something like this, I feel like the responsibility is on a lot of some other people before we would then go directly to the church or the mosque or all of those entities. Because evidently, even on this live show, since we've been talking since, you would notice that everybody that has said they are religious or they are Christians especially, what they do is they quote the Bible. There's a difference in living something as a day-to-day behavior and just knowing something as part of the book or just having it as a memory verse. And in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people that call themselves religious in Nigeria just know Bible verses to back up points in conversations and arguments. But as far as on a day-to-day basis, living their lives like that, I don't think that 90% of people are able to truly follow in the steps of Christ in their day-to-day living. And being in a country like Nigeria, yes, and being in a country like Nigeria even makes that a bit significantly harder. It's going to take an extra effort for you to be able to live in a community like that or in a country like that for you to be able to follow it. But a lot of people do not honestly and truthfully say that. Everybody is going to shroud it in. Everybody can quote. One thing I've noticed about Christians is they can quote. They're very good at quoting, right? But when it comes to how do you live your life, how can you explain that book that you just quoted today? How did you implement that in your life today? There's not a lot of things, right? Like that phrase when you brought out those things and you're saying prove. Christians don't prove, they quote. A lot of religious people don't prove anything. They just quote. They can quote. They can tell you that I believe in this, I believe in that.
I have a question,
but they just quote. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
I have a question. Do we really need the Bible to define our morality?
No, not at all. You don't need any book to talk about morality. There's no need for it. If you're truly a moral person, there's no need. You don't need any book.
Yeah, so why I say this is because of a lot of people that say that
If anything in the Bible is not even real, one thing that is real about it is that it taught us morality. And I'm sure that a lot of people do say that, and I'm sure that they are coming from a place of, first of all, believing that the Bible started with Adam and Eve and everything. And I look at countries where they probably did not build their foundation on the Bible, and they are still way more moral than us in Africa, that we claim to build our foundation on the Bible. So,
Guys, I need to go. Tastebuds is here. I've been on this live for almost 3 straight hours. I need to go. It's been a wonderful conversation. First of all, let me start by appreciating the great work AGod did, that's Deji Savage did with Sarah 2025. I was proud to be a part of it. Also, I must apologize to Dele. Sorry, our words were harsh with you. You know, Free Nation is your church. You know, Free Nation is your church. Any other church you go to, now waste your time. We love you here and we accept you. And even though we fight you from time to time, we love you. Thank you so much, my brother, Jola, for being a part of this live from beginning to the end. I appreciate you. Yes, I'm going to come back. Make I just chop small suya. As Nanokugu send me suya money, make I go chop my wife own. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Jola, you be found. You be found, bro. Jola.
Thank you very much. Don't worry.
Haslim, God bless you. Mr. Ted, God bless you. God bless all of you. Thank you so much. We continue later.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Savage. Thank you, Jola. Thank you, Dele.
Yeah.
Which one is